Welcome to the Yappers of Light podcast, where even Heidelin can get us to shut up. I'm Viv. I'm a play monster from space and I don't need people. Semi is a cat girl. Hi, Semi.
I am a purple cat.
Welcome.
I eat nuggies.
You do. All of them.
They're very yummy.
Every single one. You leave not for
Even
the masses. Even mine.
Give me your nuggies.
We're going to talk about alliance raids today. Some more. Even more than last time. Actually, a little less. There's only 11 raid right now. But that's fine. That's okay.
We'll just have to come back later and talk again.
Oh no. Oh my god. Yapping?
Oh no. Oh my god.
Yapping?
Oh, it's not like that's not my favorite pastime.
It's torturous, Semi. You're gonna make us do this again? SMH
yeah,
my head. Yeah. Alright.
It's my job.
So let's just continue where we left off, huh? There's a part 1 of this. I suppose people should know that. If you're unaware, there's a part 1 that you should watch before this. I guess you could watch them in either order, but we're probably gonna reference part 1. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure we are.
But let's just go, yeah? Let's just go. Let's head into it. We got it's near time. This is your little corner. This is your expertise.
I love Nier.
I will kind of let you have the floor for a lot of this, Semi.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Okay, we're gonna start with Copied Factory.
Okay.
My beloved.
I do love Copied Factory. It's like
This is a good raid. It's a good raid. That's for sure.
It's so good because they like the beginning they just ripped straight out of Nier Automata. Like
Oh.
it's a straight scene from the game.
Really? Is it from like the first half? Because I've played the
like
first
the
half.
prologue.
Oh. Oh, because you're on the Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's all
it's
like
literally
grassy
a
and dilapidated.
Factory.
I get it. I didn't pay attention to the story at all. I was kind of hesitant to when I first did this because I knew it was important for the Nier story. And I want to experience Nier still. And I'm gonna one day. So
Honestly, you could watch the story in 14 and not understand what the fuck is going on.
the parts I could pay a little bit attention to were very confusing. I know there was like an evil dwarf clone, and that's what I got.
Yeah. Well, the dwarf clone wasn't really evil. They were kind of good.
Okay.
They came from a spear.
I guess we should probably say, this is gonna have a lot of 14 spoilers for all of these raids, and probably the MSQ also, especially when we get into like Fence with the Room. But also it's gonna have some Nier spoilers.
Yeah,
Probably not that many, but it's because Semi is kind to me.
Yeah.
But like some.
I would try not to spoil anything, but I cannot make any promises.
A potential concern.
Potential.
Yeah. So it's the beginning of Nier. It's the beginning of Automata.
Yep. It's like right after your first fight with Engels. There's like it's literally the exact same shot of 2B running to the factory.
I gotta play this game again.
You do.
It's been a minute.
It's really cool.
It's been a minute.
But yeah, and then we get to the serial jointed command model. I think he's a really good first boss.
I agree that it's a really good fight. Is it from like Nier? Do you like fight this guy in a?
Yes, but like he's not a boss. He's like a normal regular mob.
Normal, just a friend that runs around and bonks you.
Pretty much.
Do anything with like sending words at you that cleave huge chunks of the arena at a time? Like, is that?
I mean, in some fights, it's kind of, but not really.
Okay.
Because like a lot of Nier is really funny in that. What is it called? Like those shooter dodging games.
Yeah. Like
it's like yeah, exactly. It likes to transition from being an action to one of those games.
Like we talk about it later for sure, but in Paradigm's Breach you do the you go into your little shooty boy mode.
Yeah,
gotta run around and shoot stuff. Yeah, I remember.
So a lot of it is dodging.
For sure. It's the big red balls, right? The big red balls that show up all over these raids. And it's just dodging those. And other stuff, too.
Yeah.
But very often, big red balls.
We love big red balls.
What does this boss do? This boss does a few things that are so fucking funny.
I love this boss.
That one attack with, like, the slowly narrowing AoE. And you have to squeeze in the little spot, and then some of them are just gonna keep narrowing. I have a... The first time I ran this raid, a friend took me through it. And they were, like, very confident in their ability to do callouts. And so we all followed them for that one mechanic, and we were all wrong. And it was just 8 people instantly evaporating, flying off the side into the void below. It's a funny fight. I like that it splits you into 3 alliances. I like when they do that. I guess you don't have to be in 3 alliances for this one. People do, though.
They do?
Right?
I think we're thinking about a different boss.
Like there's the one that forcefully separates you that's coming out. With
this
with
one you don't separate.
I thought you did because there's like stack markers and ads. That you have to deal with.
There's no ads.
Are you sure? Are you sure there's no like big robot ad that spawns here?
Yes. That's not until Angles at the very the third boss.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. All right, I'll take your word for it.
This one does the. God. He like summons red balls and they go in a circle and like 4 different quadrants. You have to do that. Yeah. And then
we totally are thinking. My brain is on the first boss of Puppet's Bunker. That's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
I just went right there. See, this is why I needed to run this one in particular, Puppet's Bunker. It's out of my brain. But yes, the guy with little spring hands.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Yes, this is a normal ass enemy, and I've always gotten that impression from this boss.
Yep.
It feels like it's a regular guy.
he's just a chill guy.
It's a pretty fun fight, but it's a strange choice of enemy. That has been my thought process fighting this guy.
It's kind of like it's cool, but that's he does the moves that he does in the game too, like the side spins and the tentacle spin. He does that in the game, yeah.
Does he fight you on like conveyor belts ever?
No.
With like.
Well, maybe.
Those drones that fly around and like drop spheres on top of you. Those are the most annoying part of this fight. I can imagine in Nier where the camera is much more like behind your back.
Well,
but they're even bigger pain.
Drop. I don't remember if they do in Automata. They don't really like drop balls like that. That was kind of like a 14.
That is a pretty 14 thing, huh?
Yeah. They just shoot at you, really.
They just shoot at you? They're just regular guys. I have to keep remembering that. They're just
regular guys. They're not.
Kill it in like 3 hits and you move on with your life.
Yep.
It's not one of the major set pieces of a 4-boss raid. I guess that's my big complaint about the boss raid. It's not very spectacle.
Yeah.
Especially for a raid series that is very spectacle for most of its fights.
For the copied factory, it kind of like makes sense. Like, because in Automata, those big guys are like the first big mob that you really run into.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they'd use it. It's a bit. There's not very many bosses they could pick from,
Totally.
They've created one on their own.
I feel like I'm complaining a lot, but it's like a fun fight.
It is a fun fight. I really like it.
It's very chaotic. It's very keep track of yourself. There's a lot of shit. You have to dodge it. Has the cannons that shoot the like lasers that lock onto players, which I always like. Because you gotta aim them away from everybody else.
I also like when he does his big, fires a shit ton of red balls at you. It, like,
oh my god,
the entire arena.
And it always takes people who are in it like a second or two to register. And by the time that happens, they are just dead.
They're dead.
You're just dead.
They're gone.
Yeah. You're on 3 volt stacks, the 4th tick is already coming, it's over.
That was like one of my first times I learned how to use rescue for good.
Yeah. Yeah. That and, like, Fanfrit in,
Yeah!
Goodness gracious, Rabbit Aster.
Yep, exactly.
It's the same sort of thing. This one doesn't, like, keep you locked there, though.
Yep.
Fanfrit!
Ah, the stupid knockback.
There's the knockback that sends you into the spheres. Yeah, this boss hurts a lot too.
It does.
It does a lot of damage. If you start getting hit by those balls and getting the Vuln stacks, and then the raid whites start going off.
Yep. Maybe that's why I love these fights so much, because there's so much damage.
They do hurt a lot.
I have to heal.
Yeah.
I have to heal, and they're harder mechanics, so not many people, you know.
For sure.
It's very easy to mess up.
I'll bring this up more as we go along, but one of the like major complaints I have about Nier as a whole, is that a lot of the like healing comes from people messing up, which is fine, for sure, especially now that people don't like know that at all.
Yeah.
But I remember like on content healing it, like late Shadowbringers, and being like, wow, I sure am hitting stone. Or glare, I guess at that point it was glare. I probably wasn't even on my bench, but like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cause, well, I was on Crystal when these came out.
Mm-hmm. And this was pre-DC travel?
Yeah. Not saying anything bad about Crystal, but a lot of you guys are role players.
Yeah, it's not the raid DC.
And a lot of you guys are doing it for glam, which I'm
for fucking sure. Look, I'm literally wearing the glam right now.
Yeah,
look at
exactly.
it. It's a good.
You'd have a lot of runs where people did not know what they were doing, or they just weren't paying attention because they were just, you know, spamming it. I
conflate that same problem with Myths of the Realm, but I think the big difference is that the mechanics here like will kill you.
Yep.
So, but yeah.
Don't keep for that as a healer if you're just gonna spam it.
It's a good fight though. It's a good start.
These raids are amazing.
He's a silly boy. He's definitely silly.
That's all he really does though, is just hits the ground.
He does do like Titan arm versus car. Hot wing, hot tail, I guess is the better way to describe it.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, that shit just kills you. Like, if you mess that up, you just die.
It'll, like, if you're lucky, you won't die. Like, if you don't have too many Vuln stacks and, you know, there's not other shit going on. Because it will fling you into the air. You will get knocked up, and you can't do anything for, like, 2 seconds.
And it happens during other stuff, too. So, like, you being in the air like that just sets you up to get hit by red balls.
He's so mean. He does it at the very end when the big circle stuff, I like to call it the merry-go-round.
The merry-go-round. Yeah. That's definitely the set piece of the fight. Yep. Everything's spinning. Boss is doing stuff. Everybody's got to run in circles. I always doing that on Black Mage was fun because you put your ley line stab and you go, yes, good, a safe spot. Hang on. Whoa, that's coming here, isn't it? Oh, I gotta.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh no, please don't.
Alright, let's move on, shall we? We've talked enough about Spring Boy. Now we get to talk about, my favorite fucking fight.
Yeah, this isn't even I don't think it's in the game. I'm 98% sure this is not in Automata. Which is really cool.
To clarify, this is the big guy in the middle that the 3 alliances get separated into, and they all have the different mechanics that they have to rotate between, depending on which alliance you're in. Yeah.
I think that's the coolest fucking shit.
I think this is the coolest fucking shit.
I think it's so cool.
Whenever, we talked about this a little with Ozma, but whenever they do a fight like this, where they separate the alliances into 3 groups and it's surrounding the boss, it's always good. They know how to design this kind of fight.
They
Ozma,
do.
Thunder God, this. Yeah.
It's so good. Why
Are there
can't
any-
they make a savage raid?
It's like that.
That's kind of like that, where you have to like split up into 3 groups.
E7 tornado phase.
Oh, you're so fucking right. No wonder I love Tornado!
Yeah, and that's
I love
that's
Tornado!
easily the best part of that fight, for sure. Easily.
I love Tornado.
No, it's true. They know how to design that sort of thing, and it is weird that they do it really rarely. Maybe it's just because they're saving it when they know it can be good. Because I can see how it would be a pain in the ass if it's not, but.
Yeah, they need a fight where it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, so this fight will split you into 3 different alliances, and each alliance will have to deal with different types of mechanics based on the arena that they are on. Like, it'll do different things. There will be the one with, like, the conveyor belts that move people around, and you gotta not hit the death wall because you're, you know, on the conveyor belt that's constantly moving. There's the one that shoots the lasers from the back and has all the, like, the flamethrowers that you have to see and dodge. And what's the other one? The other one's the one with, like, the ads that, like, tether onto you and, like, track you. And the tank has to yoink them up.
I think they all get them.
Oh, do they all get those? The
Yeah, those are
exploders?
the self-destructing boys.
Yeah.
Those are in near too.
Oh, the vents! The vents with the like,
vents.
superheated...
The bio
Yeah.
poison, yup.
That shit is so cool. All of these are fun. None of these sides aren't fun. They all require you to, like, look behind you while you're hitting the boss, which is so cool. Some of them are, like, really coordination heavy.
They are.
The one with the vents, that requires you to do, like, Doritos and stacks and stuff at the same time.
Yeah, and like spreads.
And they hurt! They hurt
They
so
do.
much! People start getting hit by the vent stuff and they're just... That's it. If
They
you get
go
hit by the vents
flying.
while the, like, stack marker's happening, vaporized.
Yes.
If you don't pay attention to the lasers in the back, vaporized. You don't pay attention to the flamethrowers, vaporized. It all hurts. It all hurts so much, it's all very punishing. Really sick raid-wide. Laser resistance test? Love that shit.
He's testing you.
He's
He's a
testing.
tester. He's testing how well you can live. And then when you live too long, he's like, "Fuck, y'all too good. Time to die."
Guess I'll blow up. Yeah, there's a line stack. There's the circle ring that you have to, like, move in or out of.
Yeah,
As
that's the heads.
Yep. There's so much. There's so
my
much
favorite
here, and you don't get to see it all on the first run.
You have to do it again. At least 3 times.
But they do swap, right? At some point in the fight? Or am I completely mistaken?
No.
No? You're stuck on the
You're
same
on the
platform the whole
same-
fight?
Yeah.
That might even be better.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be... Maybe they'll do that for Chaotic Near.
Oh, this fight in Chaotic Near. I need it, please. This is one of my favorite fights in the whole raid series. I adore
agree.
Hobbs a lot. It's a good fight. It's a really good fight. It also doesn't overstay its welcome. Like I feel a lot of the near bosses do. Its health bar isn't, like, super fucking high.
Nope.
It kind of feels just right a lot of the time. This is a really solid fight. Up there. Love you, Hobbs. Yeah, Sammy.
Talk about...
Hmm?
That's my bad. We forgot to talk about the ad room. There's a
Oh,
one
there is an ad
specific
room.
I want to talk about it. It's because it's so much like Automata.
This is the one with all the like, in the copy
Yeah.
factory part of
All
copy
the
factory.
machines.
Yeah, the little baby robots running around bonking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so much like it because that's literally what happens when you're in the copy factory. You run in, oh, there's a bunch of babies.
It's a
We're locked
lot
in
of
this room.
robots. Yeah.
Have to kill the babies before we can leave the room.
This cannot continue.
This cannot continue. Become as gods.
I gotta play that game. This is making me want to play Nier. This is making me want to play Nier 7.
Yeah, and then the wiki doesn't talk about it, but after Hobbs, you fight, I don't remember the name, but it's one of the flight units.
Oh. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it does big cleaves and stuff.
Yeah, it does big cleaves. It's very much like a mini boss.
For sure. It's better than ads.
It is. It's pretty cool though.
That first ads room I've always thought was like pretty okay, TBH, as far as ad rooms go.
It has some mechanics to it.
It has
so,
it has stuff to dodge. It's
It's not boring.
It's not just AoEing a dungeon mob pack the whole time. You have to like split off and single target stuff. There's layers to it besides just do your AoEs like it's literally a dungeon.
Yep.
And then that second one is something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Playing Automata and like seeing that in 14 is like, how the fuck did you put that in here?
How did you get here?
They got the animation and everything of like when it goes from flying to like landing. It's like, huh? How did you do that?
We'll talk more about the flight unit in a couple fights.
Sure we
Pretty
will.
soon. First we gotta get through.
Cool.
First we gotta get through angles.
I fucking love angles.
We're gonna disagree for a little bit here, I think. I really like angles in Nier. I really love the in the intro, the angles fight. And then you fucking lose and you have to go all the way back to the beginning because your guitar's an asshole.
Yep. Yep.
But in 14, I feel like this fight is really long, Semi. I feel like this fight is really long.
It's
like...
kind of fitting in a way.
Sure, he's a big robot. He's got a lot of
fight is really long.
Yeah.
At times in Automata too.
Totally. No, I'll agree. I'll agree.
Gotta watch like 3 different cutscenes.
Yep. Like everything's fun enough. The dodging the arms is cool, especially with the like follow-up layer that he adds to it.
Yeah.
It kills people for sure. It takes a long time to do it. It takes a really long time to do it.
Yeah. Cause he's so big.
Yeah, he's big for sure. For sure. I get it. But I'm hitting a target dummy. Well, he's being big.
Yeah, until you get a guided missile.
Yeah, until you get guided missile. See, it's always until with this fight because he adds layers that are really interesting, but it takes him a long time to get there.
It does. But it's good.
That mechanic where he fires the big laser down the middle and then everyone has to run in and take the towers. That one's good. That's fantastic.
I like that. I was just about to mention that.
That guided missile, that's the weird yellow marker, right? That's the
it like follows like a random melee or something.
It's the Cloud of Darkness thing.
Yep.
Exactly. But it's huge.
Yep.
But it's enormous.
You know how many times I've seen people wipe to this boss because they bring that into the party?
Yeah, for sure. Constantly.
All the time.
The one that I always see is because, at least with like where our damage is at right now, he always does that directly into the ads phase.
Yeah.
So like you'll finish that mechanic, 100 people will die, and then you move into the ads phase, and then you'll fail the DPS check. And you'll blow up. I don't know how much that realistically happens, but it has happened to me like 3 times on Angles, so at least my anecdotal evidence suggests that it happens frequently.
It honestly does.
And that's it's so far into the fight. It's so far into the fight. And you have to do the whole phase 1 again where you just moving his arms around. This is why I don't like him. He's a good fight, but I have qualms for this reason.
The issue is, at least back in Shadowbringers, before they made Crystal Tower, like, required, a lot of the people doing it have never done alliance raids before.
Sure.
So Tank doing it did not know to separate the ads.
Yes. Yes, there
is that. And you
that.
have the issue of they're just trying to bring everything together, and they're not reading party chat, where people are saying, please separate them.
So what you're saying, Sunny, what you're saying is that Crystal Tower being made mandatory is a good thing for the game?
Yes, it's a good thing because I'm a Grahatia simp and I think everyone should be Grahatia.
That's true.
But,
it's good for the story, for
yeah.
sure.
But you still also get the same issue because, you know, some people, they don't ping until
yeah.
that too. So they just don't know. Which is, that's fair.
That's allowed. You're allowed to not know.
You're allowed to not know. It's okay.
If you wipe me to Engels and I have to do it again, I'll do it. And it'll be fine. I won't blame you. I'll blame Engels for being so long.
Exactly. I won't blame you. You're fine. Learn, baby.
But I would like to talk about that ad space for a little bit because I think it's really good.
It is good.
I think it's really good. It's very cinematic.
I honestly think the ad phase and the fight after this one is better.
I agree with that as well. but
they're
this one
both
is
really good.
Really good. And then he blows up the platform at the end of the ad phase, and he sends everybody flying to the other platform. And that's cool. Also,
can we also talk about how in like this ad phase there's like they call them the bipeds, they're the drone ones that drop
the big ones.
Yeah 2P, not to be confused with 2B,
2P
blasts them with missiles and destroys them, so you can't ignore them. You
Wait, really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
She will blast them. So you can just safely go for the three big ones
Goliaths?
and still handle them. Yep.
Fascinating. That's so cool, actually. That's neat. I like when the NPCs help.
Yeah.
I don't like when they pretend to help, but I like when they help.
Anyways.
Shout out to the ad space and Eulogia. You see Graha standing there going, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You go ahead, my friend. We'll hold these three back. Thanks, Grahatia.
Thanks, Graha. And is that it? No, there's the DPS check. That part's cool.
The second half, yeah. Like the marked crush, yep.
That DPS check is pretty neat.
It's really cool. I like that. I kind of wish he gets all red and fiery because, you know, he's like enraged kind of thing in his second phase. I kind of wish he was like that the entire fight because I think it'd be more fun. It
definitely goes faster. That's for sure. Yeah, the thing that holds this fight back for me is the first phase.
Yeah.
It's so slow and it's so long.
Yeah.
Once you hit the ad phase, things start picking up.
Is the laser.
Yeah, the laser's sick. Do love the laser. But he also does that in phase 2. You know?
It's true.
It's a fine fight. I don't hate it by any stretch of the imagination. It just feels like it drags to me.
Yup. But now that we're at the end, it's time for everyone's favorite boss. Running off the edge of the arena.
Yeah!
Because you think you can jump on him, but you can't.
Sure can't.
This is also cool because you also get to do this in Automata as well. You have to climb him to get to the top.
Yeah, you do.
To get to 9S, just like you're doing here, because you're about to fight Android Yorha number 9 type S.
Before we talk about anything else, the music in this fight floors me to this day.
Bipolar Nightmare, my beloved.
This is Weight of the Worlds.
That was, Weight of the World.
14 version.
Yep.
Prelude.
This one is not my favorite, I will say.
The fight's kind of whatever. I'm with you.
The song too, like I do like the song. But there's a far better one for me.
It's fascinating. This is like my redeeming part of this fight. It's the song.
It's not for me.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
There's a reason, and I
haven't played the game. I don't have context. Yeah.
You won't understand the sentimental meaning that the later song I'm talking about
No.
will have to me.
Tragically.
But I will say, when I heard it, I almost cried. Yeah, I should preface. I'm a very Replicant fan.
Yeah.
I like Replicant way more than I like Automata. I'm sorry. To all you Nier fans.
This is a spicier take, I think.
It is, yeah.
I don't,
There's
once
a lot
again, adjacent to
Yeah.
Nier, but...
There's a lot of Nier fans, because, like, I also never heard of Nier until, like, Automata came out. But I went back and played Replicant when they made the remake, and I was like, oh, this is fucking amazing. This is one of the greatest games I've ever played in my life.
So what you're saying is you wish they did a Replicant crossover instead of an Automata crossover?
Well, they did. Later.
I see.
Well, you'll see.
Okay.
I have
this,
Nier lore.
this fight's kind of mid, I think.
Yeah.
I think this
I don't
fight's
really
pretty
like
mid.
this part.
I like the Forheim dual flank cannon situation, where you gotta be on the sides or his back. I like that.
I don't like when he summons it. It's a very 9S fight. Like, this is very 9S.
Yeah.
Like, he summons the tanks and, you know, he
Yeah,
uses
you're fighting
machines
against the whole fight.
to fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very 9S, because, you know, 9S can, like, hack into machines and then control them. But in 14, it doesn't really feel good.
I think the tank mechanic is pretty cool, where you have to, like, fight the two tanks and then one of them blows up and you have to hide behind the other one. Like, that's pretty neat.
Cool. It's annoying for me, because, like, if the one you're attacking isn't the one you have to hide behind, you gotta
go. You gotta book it. Yeah.
Also, do you know how many times I've gotten killed by the tank buster? Those tanks?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I guess I'm usually trying to hit positionals, so.
Sometimes the tanks don't know to point that outside, and they point it into the middle. And poor little
no, yes, I have had this happen. Yeah.
It gets lasered in the back.
You're right. You are totally correct. That's funny Alliance Raid PvP, and I will let that one slide.
Funny. I will let it slide. I will laugh about it.
Funny Alliance Raid PvP gets to stay. I think we can have those. I love those.
There's so many in Nier, and I love it.
There is one fight. That we are very. Oh yeah. And then he does bombing run, and I hate this fight.
I hate
bombing run. I hate it.
It's very do nothing, follow 2P.
Talk about mechanics that don't need to be downtime. Talk about mechanics that have no reason to be downtime.
I don't even know if 9S does anything like this in the game. I guess he kind of does.
I mean, like...
But it's not really like this.
Like, it makes sense that you could get in a flight suit and do a bombing run. Right?
It does!
What if his little walker, like, it does stay there, right? Does he get off it?
Yeah, he undocks.
Why?
Is what called.
What if the walker stayed targetable?
That would be cool.
I
Like a
think
mechanic where you like cripple his walker. That'd be interesting.
Just like while he's flying around doing bombing run.
Yeah.
You just get to hit the walker. You just get to hit it.
That would make it much better than
I agree.
running around the edge of the arena following 2P.
It doesn't have to do anything besides like auto the tank or whatever. It doesn't even have to. But like, just giving a target during that would do
just something
so
to do.
much.
Because there's a lot of time where you're just waiting for him to go.
She marks herself, right? She puts the danger Dorito on herself?
No.
No? Does somebody else just always do that?
No, someone else is always doing it,
yeah. I've done this right a million times. I've never seen her not have it. But yeah. You just follow her. That's the whole mechanic. You go to where she is, you go, oh, there's bullets here. I guess I'll move into that. And that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's like every layer this fight has. Oh, there's the square things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The anti-person missile, yeah.
Those are pretty cool. I do like those. I wish you used them a little more. I like at the very end of the fight where it gets used during the second bombing run, but you never see the second bombing run anymore.
true. You don't. It's very sad.
But like, imagine the second bombing run with the missiles and also being able to hit the boss. Melees would be so happy. That would be melee uptime celebration of the gods. Like,
but no.
but alas, we have to sit there. We just sit there.
This ain't chaotic.
This ain't chaotic. We went to 9S chaotic. Goodness gracious.
That'll be scary.
That's how they could. That's how they could fit Hobbs in here.
Yeah.
The 9S hacks Engels and Hobbs, and that's how they do the copied factory ultimate or chaotic.
Pretty sure that's the lore.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly.
That's why you're fighting them, right? Yeah.
Story. That's why you're fighting 9S is because he's hacked into Engels and Hobbs and.
So you just fight them all at the same time. You just fight them all at the same time. I'm so excited for chaotics. I'm so excited for them.
I am too. Have you seen the hair? The new hair?
Oh, yes, with the flowers. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I need it.
Yeah. Do you know where we get it from?
It's chaotic.
Oh, is it from chaotic?
It's from chaotic.
I wonder if it's a FF3 reference in that case.
It could very well be.
It could be. I haven't played the DS version, and the DS version is the one that would have, you know, the hairstyles like that. But maybe it's like Sarah's. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I would not know.
And that's copied factory, right? That's the whole thing?
Add face. Add face.
Oh, add face of 9S. Yes, for sure.
It's very cool.
It's very sick. It's very, very dope looking. It is kind of the same as Engels, right? In that you just have to separate the 3 ads and kill them.
Yeah, but they're like 3 of the first boss we fought, the serial druid.
Oh, the little boy. Yeah.
Yeah,
boy.
you're just doing like the stacks and the side thingy or the center thingy.
Which are cool.
It's cool.
Yeah,
and then
it's stuff the ads are doing, which is good. Love when the ads do stuff.
And then you just look at 9S and he's in like a glowy ball.
Yeah, and there's 70 billion
everything.
missiles getting ready to fly directly at you. Yeah, it's very, very, very cool looking.
It's very cinematic. I love it.
And then 2P learns Celestial Opposition and uses it. Wait, is it opposition?
Happy.
What's the dome?
I'm pretty sure it's actually Scholars
Oh, is it?
Sacred Soil,
Sacred Soil.
But it's just like they changed the color of it.
Good for her.
It's like white.
It's important to learn how to play healer.
It is important to learn how to play healer. I agree.
But yeah, good ad phase for an otherwise very mid fight. Probably the least good fight of the raid.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Definitely a better target than the Spring Bar. But just less of a fun fight. Way less of a fun fight.
There's a lot of downtime.
So much downtime. So much.
If you don't have a job, you're not really paying attention. It's very snooze.
Very snooze. Even if you do have a job, you like don't have to do anything.
Yep.
You just ignore it. So what? You cleave the whole party with the tank. Like, it's fine. Yeah, it's not my favorite raid. If I'm gonna be honest, it's not my favorite.
I love it because, you know.
For sure.
Nier.
And that's you deserve that.
Nier.
You deserve that. I praised like Weeping City of Mach extremely highly when we talked about it. I was really into Mach. I think it's about as good as Mach is. I would put them at about the same. The only reason I was so critical is because of the context of the raids we have now, right?
Yep.
Weeping City in the context of, you know, Crystal Tower and Void Ark is incredible.
Yep.
We've had all the Evil Easter raids, we've had Dunscape, and I don't think this is as good as any of them. But that might be my weird take.
I would say it's better than, like, Rabanastor.
You think so?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's, like, as good as the Lighthouse.
No, for sure.
But
I might be
would
with
say
you.
it's better than
I might be with you. I think it might be about the same as Rabanester, if a little better. We'll see. We'll see when we put the tier list together. Right now, I'm thinking it's about where Rabanester is.
Yeah, I can agree with this.
I'll put it higher. I'm down to put it higher than Rabanester. Just because you're at 80 and not 70. I think that alone,
agreed.
That does a lot of work for it. Let's move on. Puppy Bunky!
Puppy Bunky!
Puppy Bunky!
I love Puppy Bunky. This was the first one I played, like, the day it came out.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Puppet's Bunker is my favorite of the new raids. I like this one a lot.
This one is really good. It is not my favorite.
No? You're a paradigm liker?
I'm a paradigm liker. There's a reason I'm a paradigm liker.
I'm also a paradigm liker. I just like this one a little more.
This is fair.
Copying Factor is the only one I'm like mid on. The other two are pretty phenomenal.
This one story-wise was like shit. It all like got really even more confusing.
Yeah? Is this one
this
one semi-evil dwarf clone Shizet?
Yes.
Ah, I see.
Or like it's kind of revealed that the dwarf is a clone.
Kind of. Good.
Kind of. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Will that spoil anything? It's like a 14 only thing.
Sure.
Okay, so like it's kind of revealed that 2P and like all the androids we fight, they're not really androids, they're like machines made to be as close to androids as possible. Yeah. That's just cool. That's just cool. That does a lot of things for like the Nier lore.
Totally. I don't have the context, unfortunately.
This isn't really like a spoiler. It's like a very minor one. The machines, like it's revealed like in the beginning of the game, the machines are trying very hard to get as close to humanity as possible.
Yes.
Like they want to be humans.
That. I've met Pascal. I did that whole part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the closest attempt they've ever gotten, really. Is like getting as close to android.
Oh, because they yeah, okay. Sure. They're full machines, but you think they're androids, which is semi-people. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
The androids were like made by humans.
I see.
We don't really know what made machines yet. We can speculate.
Speculate!
But I'll save that.
This first boss, I was trying to talk about it earlier because I got so excited. 813P operated Aegis unit. This fight's good. This fight's really good.
It's a really good one.
This is the one I was talking about before, with my friend. He was doing call-outs and said, "Everyone go stand here," and then we all died.
Yep.
That was funny. That was funny as shit. Got a lot of those kinds of mechanics where if you just misread them very slightly, God, see ya.
This raid was so funny day one.
Oh, I bet, yeah. It has a lot of extremely non-standard telegraphs, and it was very punishing if you mess them up.
Yep. You would get flung off the edge. We're just standing in like one oopsie spot, like swoop. Some freaking flight units come zooming at you, and you don't even see them, and then
that one mechanic where it like aims the jet engine and no one can ever see the tell. You have to be like on the other side of the little shield that it has that separates the jet engine from the rest of its body.
Yep.
It just does. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. You do separate the alliance here, right? You separate into three
you do.
Because you need to be able to take stacks and deal with ads
tank busters
and tank busters
and DPS busters.
Once
that
again,
you have to move out of.
Once again, a fight that separates you into 3 groups and is executed extremely well.
The first 2 main bosses of this raid is separating into 3, which is really cool.
Oh wait, you're right.
I don't think any other raid does that.
Thinking. No, I think you're right. Like, Agrius kind of forces you to, but it's not the same sort of vibe. Yeah. That mech where it sends scriptures at you. And you have to dodge them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Does that mean things?
It's so cool. And the song. Okay.
Oh, she's going off.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So the theme of this fight is called Grandma, right?
Sure.
Grandma Destruction, to be precise. And
It's the best kind of grandma.
that originated from Replicant.
Okay.
That's not important to the last song, but I just wanted to mention that because I love that. Okay, I love that. Anyways, last song is from all the way from fucking Drakengard.
Oh.
It is the final, like the ending that started near. It is from that ending.
With the white
The
chlorination
giant.
and the
Yeah.
And the rhythm game.
Yeah. So it's so cool seeing that. That was like the first tease for like Drakengard fans that this isn't just Automata.
This is other
There's
thing also.
other things. Yep. There's a Replicant. It's really cool.
For Semi. For Semi.
For me! They did it for me! They love me.
But that's kind of the whole fight, yeah? Like, it's fine though. This is another one
there's
that...
an ad phase here as well.
Yeah, with the 3 little boys come down, you gotta kill them. Do you have to face them out because they do big cleaves, or am I getting this mixed up with something else?
I don't think you have to face them out. They do like an Akurai and a stack at the same time, so like a DPS has to drop the Akurai.
Yeah, like flee elsewhere. The Akurais are the repeating slams that you just have to move out of, right? Like Lunar Bahamut. Lakshmi does one. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's good. It's a really solid first fight. Really, really, really solid. This is one of my favorite first fights, I think.
I agree.
This is, you get Puppet's Bunker in a roulette, which happens so rarely, but when you get it, and you're fighting this boss, it's bliss the whole time. Yeah. Seeing people dying all around you, you're like, Alright. Flight units Alpha, Beta, and Chai? Chi? Chai? I don't know.
I don't know.
Kai? Maybe?
Kai. Ki.
Oh god.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Baby.
Once again, one of my favorite fights in Alliance.
Sorry, I have to bring it up because it's the funniest shit.
Is it the
ad phase before this?
Oh, the ad phase before this. Oh, with the paralyze on everybody?
Yep, exactly. And no one interrupts it.
Ever. They never have. Even when on content, when people do this raid.
I only Asuna myself. If they don't stun it, I only Asuna myself.
It's... Did we ever talk about the Garms in World of Darkness? I don't know if we did in our last episode. The very first ads you fight, they're the 3 chimeras.
Oh, I think
they cast Ram's voice or Dragon's voice, and if they don't get interrupted, like everybody gets frozen or everybody gets paralyzed.
Yep.
It's the same thing. It's the same idea, and it's still funny here. It's still hilarious. People always get so upset in Alliance chat.
They do.
It's a wonderful
like,
little.
You had one job.
It is very. You just kind of do AOE's sort of ads phase, but it's hilarious, so it gets a pass. I find.
And then this is cool for like the near fans, where like the floor gives out and you have to grab onto a pod.
Oh yeah.
It takes you to the next boss.
And that's the mount.
That's cool. That's the mount.
That's the mount.
Okay, now we can talk
And
about
then you get the alpha, beta, and the other one.
Best fight. I think this is my favorite in this raid, honestly.
It might be mine too. I really like the next boss too, though. I like this whole fucking raid.
I do.
I like this whole raid. This has the single best PvP mechanic in the entire game. Hands down. Hands down.
I think I've been in groups that have killed other alliances at least 5 times.
It's
great.
you see someone pointing the stack marker at like somebody else, and you're like, well,
We're
guess
doing
I'll
this.
get in the marker.
I've been the one.
Oh,
who's
no.
seen it the other group a couple
Yeah,
of times.
you get shot.
I'll
You
admit it.
you accept that it's your time. That's you accept that it's your time. It's
It's the funniest thing. It feels bad when people like get mad about it though.
Oh, for sure, for sure. That's why I won't like go out of my way to do it. I definitely have.
I've gone out of my way only one time.
Yeah, it's
One
definitely
time,
happened.
and then I never did it again. I was like, this. I will give my evil thoughts one time.
We should probably
And then
clarify.
We'll remember it forever.
Each alliance will get a stack marker that's a line, and you can shoot your stack marker
Yes.
at other groups to kill them, and it's very, very, very funny. Definitely, like, don't troll.
We're
But-
not promoting trolling.
But like, when somebody in the duty finder doesn't know what they're doing, they're new, whatever. They're like, oh, a line stack. I know what to do with that. I'm gonna sit right here, and everybody's gonna come to me. Alliance B just turns
Yep.
into dust behind you.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, and then the rest of it are some pretty interesting tells with like when they swap.
Yeah.
You gotta see like the side that they're
Right, it's-
cleaving.
The
I-
yeah,
Yes,
literally
Sammy.
don't stop to look at it all.
We both have so much
Okay.
respect for each other.
We
that's
do.
all.
We do. We love each other.
Yeah.
The what is it called? The sharp turn, is that the one where they go in like the middle and there's like AoEs going around the outside and you have to like either
I
dodge
think
into
so,
the middle
yeah.
or dodge out?
Mhm.
It took me
Really.
forever to
Yep.
figure out the tell for that.
Yeah, it's really,
there's
it's
more.
pretty esoteric, yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's a little
it's-
hard to see, but once you see it,
Once you
you'll
know to
know
look
it
for it.
forever.
It's one of those mechanics. There's that little downtime transition thing where everybody has to run to that one
Yeah,
wall.
the sliding swipe, I think is what
Yep.
it's called.
That cleaves a bunch.
Yeah.
It also has the DPS tracking missiles, which are always fun. That they have to run around and, not get hit, not kill me, please don't. It's just it's a fight with a lot of layers. Nothing's particularly complicated, but like wiping to it is funny. If it ever
It's
happens. There's a lot to heal if people are messing up. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I like that once one ad dies, you can go help the other people.
Yeah. They lose their process of elimination buff. Is what it's called.
Like Omega. Or the Archangel. It's good.
I love it.
Is there anything else to say? Am I forgetting anything about the site?
No, I don't really think so. We talked about the shark turn.
The Starburst AoEs that it does.
Oh yeah.
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 Is this is no, it's not the first use of Starbursts, but it's like
No.
because was
I
Shiva
would
before or after
say-
this?
Shiva was after this.
Shiva was after. Wait, was it? This is the second alliance, right? Savage
Wait.
alliance, right? Yeah.
Oh.
No, Shiva was right before, right?
Yeah. You're
Every
right,
other
you're
patch
right,
they
you're right.
alternate. So you've been playing this game for like 6 years.
Jesus.
Um,
That's fucking insane.
are there ads? Are there ads after this?
No.
You go
There's
through
just
the
a really cool. Yeah.
with the pod again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you go
no,
through-
there's no pod. You would go through the bunker.
Oh, you ride the
you
pod
ride
and
the-
after the next
Yeah.
boss. Is what it is. The like
no,
four.
there's no
ones.
more riding. the
No, there's
pod.
no more pod riding.
Yeah, after the next boss is the room, the 3 rooms with the big red balls.
Oh yes, of course. How do you feel about these, Semi? This I feel like is a very divisive element of the Nier raids.
The balls?
Those like hallways.
Okay. When I first saw them, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's just like Nier. And then I did the raid like 20 times and I was like, man, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this room.
That's fair. I think
It's
I'd rather have it than a regular ad space.
I can agree with this. Yeah.
But I definitely can see where it getting old comes from. It is just run down a hallway, DPS some shit down, keep running.
Yeah, but before that room, we have to fight the 905P operated heavy artillery unit.
All right, so you might have to work with me here. I adore this boss. There's a couple mechanics I don't quite understand still.
There's a lot of lore in this room.
There's a lot of lore in this room?
So much lore in this room and with this boss. Because the theme in this fight is the Adam and Eve theme, which is the big machine theme, yep.
Yeah, I fought one of them, I think.
Yeah!
Yeah, this cannot continue.
This cannot continue, yep, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And then... Sorry.
Yeah?
My lore neurons are going.
That's...
So, you remember, like, in the beginning there's, like, a speech going on?
Yes.
That's an operator from Automata, and it's 9S's operator.
Oh.
Yeah. And she's leaving, like, a message for 9S.
She's not the one that screams at the end?
She does scream at the end.
That is her?
That is her.
Okay.
That is her dying.
Good. Did we kill her?
No, I'm pretty sure she was already dead.
Okay.
Because I won't spoil what happens, but she does die in Automata.
not doing so good.
She's not doing good. I won't say how, but yeah.
that scream is like bone chilling. The way that scream is delivered, very good.
And it's very sad, because like after that scream, you could hear her say Nines, which was her nickname for 9S. That's what all of 9S's friends call him. Is Nines.
That's good. That's good. I like
it's
that.
It broke my heart.
Boss itself is really good too. Boss itself is really solid. A lot of the tells can be very unique. Even just starting with like the normal like filler lasers from the middle mechanic.
Yeah.
Even that, like, I get it now for sure. Yeah, I understand it.
I still mixed it up because
it's hard to see. It's hard to see. It's hard to tell.
It's either the top one is the whole triangle or the bottom one is the whole triangle. It's like my brain can't remember which is which.
How do I? Yeah. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I really like that it's not instantly lethal, especially, so you can adjust if you fuck up. But it still punishes you. You get big fat Volt. And Volts in this fight matter. Oh my god. These raid wines do so much damage.
And then the high-powered laser.
That's the tank buster that like always kills 18 people, right? Because it's huge and lines on every tank.
Yep.
In a room that really is not conducive to dodging large tank busters.
Not a lot of space.
Yeah.
You either get two tanks killing each other, or the tank is killing a bunch of DPS.
It's when the two tanks evaporate, and you're like, wait, we need them.
Wait a minute.
Hang on.
Oh.
It jumps around a lot. It doesn't in. That's cool. I like when boss mobile. This boss is really fun to keep melee uptime on, in general. There's a lot of ways for it to push you off of it. And trying to keep on it is very, very, very cool. The tells for... Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's like also very tank intuitive. Like the main tank has to pay attention and pull the boss into the safe spot for the melees to keep uptime.
Tanking in alliance raids in general is very rough. You only have, one spot per alliance, so queuing his tank already is like... like, he's gonna take longer.
Yep.
And also, if you're not the one actively tanking, you often have so fucking little to do. You've nothing to do. That is not a problem here. Not in this fight. Nope. Off tanks do get jobs, which is such a lovely difference.
It is. It's very nice.
Anything that makes tanking alliance raids better is a good mechanic in my book. The tells for those mechanics that force you into specific corners.
Yeah.
Took me years. Years to understand how those work.
It's the pods.
Yes.
I think it's really funny too because later they like swap between either being the laser or the hammer.
Yeah.
Which the pod does in the game also.
Yeah, that's the Dynas moveset.
Yeah. And you have to. Like if you don't look at the walls, like you're paying attention to the walls. If you don't look at the walls, you'll never figure out the tells. You have to look at the screen. It's really cool.
This Nier does that a lot. Nier has cool tells that come from weird places. And that I really give it a huge props for. Just really huge fan of this fight. It's a little long.
It is,
when
but
people
like,
die.
It's like a good long to me. Like it's not like
I agree.
Boring. Like Angles suffered from. There's not a lot to do.
Not having things,
just
yeah.
Here. Yep. This one doesn't suffer from that.
Yeah.
There's stuff to do.
This is one of those ones you finish the fight and you go, that took 8 minutes. That like
exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like we just finished the other fight.
And that's, I think in general, that's why I like Puppy Bunky so much. It's just, it's good mechs, back up right after another, and despite it being a pretty long raid, you like don't feel it. You just don't notice.
Yep.
Alright. Is there ads? There's no ads. You just go in, right?
Well, we talked about it already.
Yeah,
it
was the hallway. That's right. Okay. 4C6 F6 E6 7 6 9 6 E6 7, the compound.
You know how many jokes were made when this first came out?
I can imagine. I didn't start playing until the Paradigms Breach patch. I swear it was every single run I did of it was someone making a joke about it. I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's very easy to make jokes about. It's a sphere of people, Semi.
I'm a baby.
It's a people ball.
Stop calling it a compound.
Yeah. Yep. So it's a big circle.
Big sphere.
Big sphere.
It's a door boss.
It is a door boss. That first phase gets melted nowadays.
It does, yeah. You
that
don't
first
really
phase evaporates.
Kind of sad.
It does like you get to see it do like an in, and then it goes to the walls to do the big cleave mechanic, and like that's it. Which is a little unfortunate.
There wasn't really much else, honestly. It's like there's the out, and then it does like spreads.
Yeah, it does out, in, spread. Look at the walls to find the safe spot.
Yep.
That's the boss.
That's it. And then you watch a cutscene.
A cutscene, which is very freaky and cool.
It is.
And I do like Phase 2 more. I think Phase 1's pretty shit. It's pretty bad.
I agree. It's really funny though. It's like it suffers from the res little cheat, where if you res someone at a certain time, they won't see the cutscene.
Oh, when like the down from the count thing happens?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they could like watch it as it's going. I don't know if they can move or not. I don't remember. I'm sure there's a clip of it.
That's fascinating. But like you get like to be in the game and not in the cutscene.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so interesting.
It's really cool because it's all done in the game. Like the cutscenes, a lot of the cutscenes in the fights are done in the game. They just take control of your camera around. And move it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yep.
Like, they're rendering it anyway.
Exactly. It's just so cool to me that like it actually happens. It's not like
that is cool.
Pre-recorded thing.
I mean, you know, in like every cutscene that happens in the middle of a fight, like in T, for example, right? When you're going into the final phase, your character's there.
Yeah,
characters in
happening.
The cutscene.
It's so cool.
You're getting stepped on.
I don't know why that always blows my mind in 14.
No, it is cool. It's very cool.
It's like it's so cool that they animate it and like it actually happens instead of like cutting away to like a pre-recorded thing.
This is one of
like
the reasons.
Like in other games.
This is one of the reasons I really like when the boss transforms and you still have control of your character.
Yeah,
I love
like
being-
Titan.
Yeah, like Titan.
I love
Exactly.
that.
Like M4.
I love seeing it.
Yeah. Agreed.
I get the camera gives like a good view of it, because, you know, they're like putting you at the focal points, like
course,
focus
of
on
course.
this. But I just like seeing the whole thing all at once.
I very much agree. I do. I think it's cool as shit.
Okay.
Compound 2P is a much better fight.
I
than-
agree. It is not my favorite.
No, I think it's the weakest part of Puppet's Bunker for sure.
I think it's the weakest part.
I don't think it's bad though, by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
I think it's a solid fight. I really like how it's structured. I like that it's she has 3 attacks, and that's kind of it, and she just combines those with teleports and fake outs and all that stuff. But then she also has 3 parts disdain, so you know.
It's always funny when you take one stack and you put on knockback resist.
Yep, and you say, "You guys have fun.
watch the
Goodbye."
other stack go. Bye guys, have fun.
But that
Four-part
mechanic,
resolve is pretty fun though.
4 parts resolve is the like Ravana thing, right? Where she like no?
That's the one where she jumps to 4 random people.
Yeah. The Ravana
And
thing.
she does like
Yeah,
does Ravana do that?
kinda. He puts the 1 sword and the 2 sword and the 3 sword and the 4 sword
Oh,
above people's heads
okay,
and
yeah,
dashes
yeah,
between all of them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you.
No, it's
You
kind of.
right. You right.
I can tell you with utmost certainty that if we ever get a compound to be chaotic, that will be a limit cut.
Oh, 100%.
That'll be a limit cut, probably with like a couple people stacked in different places.
Semi-cut.
Semi-cut!
Semi-cut!
You can put Flood Ray in 2B.
Not even.
But like really, we've kind of covered like everything. This fight doesn't have a whole lot going on.
More kind of cool things, like a reproduce, where she makes like 4 copies of herself,
clones
and they
of
do like
herself.
either in or out, and you have to, yeah.
It is cool.
And then it's cool.
But it's once again, she's just building on top of the 3 main things that she can do with like the out, the in, and the other one, the big line
and
air.
there's the energy compression she does with the towers.
Oh, that's the the soak that no one ever knows how to do because you skip it a lot of the time.
I guess. Does that mean they skipped the compound pods?
I'm pretty positive.
That's kind of sad, because that's like the
big thing.
the huge thing.
No, I agree.
That's like the
I might be totally wrong, but I just remember this boss melting every time I've gotten it. Like since late Endwalker, it just goes away.
I believe it. It's kind of it's
You skip the entirety of Phase 1. Like you skip the whole thing.
Mhm.
So skipping like one of the later mechanics of Phase 2, it's not.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
too huge a stretch.
I believe it.
So it's a very tragic thing that you lose because it is the coolest thing in the fight. Other than
What's this?
3 parts disdain, which was hilarious. I love 3 parts disdain.
I do too.
Smack, smack, smack. Stack, stack, stack. And also she's weird. She's also
She is
weird. Not that that's a complaint, but she's weird. She's to be made out of people. Yeah!
Yay! Machines, to be exact. Wow!
And we might have another fight about this one. I don't like the music very much.
I was just asking, like, what's the song? Do you remember what the song is called?
It's Maker's Ruin. I don't remember the Nier theme. But it's like Maker's Ruin but operatic. And I'm already kind of mid on Maker's Ruin, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't like that. Honestly, if it had more like lore, or like literally any sentimental value to me, I would remember it.
Here's
I
some
don't
lore.
remember it at all.
You ready for some lore?
I am ready for some lore.
4C6F6E67696E67. Right? The code for
Okay.
compound. That is the hexadecimal for longing. There you go.
Well, shit.
There's
Well,
some near
shit.
stuff. That's for you.
I did not know that. That makes sense.
Again.
That makes sense.
Present.
Thank you. I appreciate.
I would also, very briefly, one more big plus for Puppet's Bunker. We haven't talked about this, like, at all for any of the other raids, but, look at this top. Look at this top. Look at it.
Which one?
The one Bib's wearing right now.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Look at that thing.
Honestly, okay.
Type 53
This-
your headset?
This might be where we're
Yeah?
where we disagree a little bit.
You're not a Type 53 liker?
I think Type 51 is better.
I think Type
For
51 is the
lot
last
of
raid.
Yeah, that's copied factory.
That's
The
Copy
first one.
Factory? Is that the one with the dress for the casters?
Yes.
The one with the dress for the casters is very nice. You can have that one. You can have that, for sure. The casting
also-
set and the caster healing set, 100%. For sure. You can have that. I just slaying
like
tops in
the
general,
big
I have conflict with a lot. I have conflict with slaying tops. This one?
This is fair.
Or not slaying, naming. This one in particular.
fair.
Big fan of this one.
This was actually the one time I was really mad that they didn't do like the same design for healing and casting. Was the Type 51
Oh,
set.
really? Is the
I did not like
casting
the
one...
healing.
I have to look at them real quick.
The casting one's the long dress, and
Oh,
then the
yeah.
healing.
It's the like little
I don't like.
shorter skirt.
I don't like the puffy shoulders either. That's.
I like the puffy shoulders. I'm a puffy shoulder liker. But
I'm
yes,
not a
I
liker.
agree that the 51s are definitely better for the casters and healers. That nice dress is very nice.
Oh, nice. And then the what is it called? I don't remember what the set is called in for tower, but I actually like the tower better.
Well, we can move on to tower. So we're kind of there.
Hey
Puppet
there.
Bunker, just in summary, really fucking good raid. Kind of falls apart at the very end, but like it's still solid.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot. I adore Puppet's Bunker. I think it's really, really, really good. Paradigm's Breach, I find to be in a similar place. I think they're pretty similar.
My favorite.
It's your favorite?
This is
What
my
the gear's
favorite.
called really quick? Type 55. I guess that maths, yeah. Yeah. Oh, but also obsolete android.
That's it. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Obsolete android. Yep.
What's the Type 55? Because that also drops.
That's the bending and the maiming gear.
Just fending and maiming are Type 55. Everything else is obsolete android. Interesting.
Cause what is it? The healing and casting are references to Devila and Popola, and then the other three.
Because
the
they're
striking, aiming,
obsolete
and
android.
they're
Wow.
obsolete android. That's a reference to the. I don't remember her name. I want to say her name is Anemone. I could be wrong. Anemone. She's the head honcho at the little base on the earth.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the raid the 2B set comes from is the first one, right?
Copy
Factor?
factory. Yep.
Okay. Now this raid's long as shit. This is a long fucking raid. This is the longest they are, right? Like, I don't think it's
but
close.
there's so much lore.
No, there's
so much near lore in this entire thing. Like, you think the other two had a lot of near lore? This has so much. This has Drakengard lore too. It's crazy.
Alright, Simi. What's the lore of Knave of Hearts?
Oh, that's a boss in Replicant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of these bosses are actually the first two are from Replicant. I can say. Canceling Gretel,
Yeah.
Knave of Hearts, Replicant. Yep. That's why he has a move called Replicate.
Ah, I see. I think
But
the
yeah.
boss is pretty cool, if a little slow. Knave of Hearts in particular.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking more lore stuff. I'm trying not
No,
to
you're
spoil.
fine. No, I get it.
But like, I want to tell you everything. So it's like, okay. Do you know about the red girl? You know about the red girl.
I'm aware of her. Yeah.
Who she is, like what she does.
Not really.
Okay.
I know she's a red girl and she lives in a computer or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That computer, like the tower we're in,
Sure.
is like designed to take all the information, from the world.
Okay.
So the Knave of Hearts is in there because it's from back when Replicant was still the present, you know?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So it has all of what happened in Replicant in there. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
That is why Knave is there.
I see. Okay. That's cool.
Is my understanding. And I don't know if this is true. It's like a theory, but they theorize that the red girl is like a watcher from Drakengard.
Oh. Okay.
And they're like watching over all the events and documenting them in the tower.
In a computer.
In the computer! Yeah!
Neat.
And that's
you
why,
and my god is the
that's why...
.exe.
And
Cool.
yeah, that's I could be very wrong. I'm sorry if I am. It's been a while since I've watched Near Lore, but
I mean, I wouldn't
that
know.
is my understanding. But yeah, this boss is really cool.
Yeah, the boss is really cool. The fight's a little slow. Is my my complaint.
This is fair.
It's a little slow. It's kind of the same deal with Engels where he's interesting, but he takes a long time to do the really interesting stuff.
I agree. There's like one really funny part, which is where he like knocks you back. He sends you flying.
Yep.
And you're supposed to like stand in front of the boxes to stop it.
Yeah, the one where he does the knockback into the line AoE, right?
Yeah, that one too. Oh, day one of this was so funny because we didn't know we had to be in front of the boxes. So
He just
everyone just flew off the map.
Very Death Gaze. Definitely not as punishing as Death Gaze. But
yeah, that boss suffers from everyone knows the tone now. So
Totally.
it's not as fun. It's funny watching everyone go flying.
And then the rest of it is kind of just dodge red.
Nope.
Dodge red
It
orb.
replicates itself, and then he does hot wing, hot tail.
there is the one that still gets people, which is the knockback into the line AoE. Because you have to pick the right box. You can't just pick any box like you've done for all the other ones. You can't end where he's gonna do a big line AoE. That gets me. I always forget about it. I just think there's another hit.
I died to it once and was like, never again.
Yeah. That's it. That's the whole fight. It's got some cool lore, but it's very, that's it. And
Very, that's it. I agree. It's very, I think it's like a very, hey, if you like Nier, there you go.
here's your Nier boss, yeah.
Yep. Have Emile Despair as the song as well, because we all know how much you guys fucking love Emile. Yes, Square. I do fucking love Emile.
It's definitely not my favorite first fight, but I think it's serviceable. It functions. For sure.
The next fight, I think, is leagues better, honestly.
Yeah, for
Hansel and
sure.
Gretel.
I have nowhere near the same opinion on Hansel and Gretel. The only thing I can say about Hansel and Gretel is that it takes a long time, and that's fine, because I like being in this fight.
Okay. I gotta talk about
Yeah, go. Go. I was waiting for it.
Okay. A lot of the songs are from, like, Replicant, and they reference, like, the old time, like, back when humans were still alive time.
Sure.
So the Song of the Ancients is so perfect for them, because literally, they're the both right before you meet Vice, which is, like, the Song of the Ancients, when it's translated, is supposed to... It talks about a book of white saving the world and everything.
Weiss means white in German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Book of Black, Book of White.
Sure.
Work together with Shadow Lord, yada yada yada. It's
Neat.
a whole thing. Play Replicate.
Yeah.
You'll get it when you play Replicate.
Aye, Captain.
So it's very cool that they used Hansel and Gretel and then they used Song of the Ancients. And it's like, y'all are sending my neurons. My lore neurons are like spinning.
He said, "Here, Semi, for you. A gift. Pleasant."
Thanks, you. I love it. Thank you.
Fight's really fun. Fight's really
so
fun.
Good. It's so good.
They spend the whole time swapping between shield and sword stance. So you have to target the one in sword because the one in shield fucks you up if you hit it. So don't hit it.
Yep.
It has a directional parry in every direction.
Except the front.
Except the front, so you can take it. Of course. Very important.
Yep. And then, yeah, the trick is to have the other tank that's tanking the shield spin that so the front is facing the middle.
Yes.
Which is the only time it's like one of the very few times that you're supposed to flip the boss towards the party.
People don't generally, I have found.
They don't, yeah.
Which is fine as well. It doesn't really matter. But
it's just
it's another lair for
little...
tanks, which is cool. One thing that does bother me a lot about this fight is that it's a 2-target fight in an alliance raid. And so there's just one tank who's like, well, well, guess I'll
I don't get the tank.
Guess I'll have the DPS again. And then it does a lot of different tells. Does a lot of different tells for a lot of different things. Bloody Sweep, I feel like, is the big main thing. It's just an inner and out. But this shit kills you. If you mess this mechanic up, you die. It one-shots you. You are evaporated.
It does.
It takes a long time to channel, so you get a long time to figure it out. But when it starts combining these things with, like, swapping them so the telegraph changes.
Swap later on.
it's not a difficult mechanic by any stretch of the imagination, but it took me a little bit of time to figure out the tell. Not because it's not obvious, but just because it's like
different. It's not the same as other things, I'd say.
It's very new. You're exactly correct. Ow.
I don't think they've ever used the tether that they used to show that they're swapping. I don't think they've ever used that ever again.
I think you might be right. You might be correct.
I have my moments.
I can't think of any, but yeah, maybe. Might be right. It only has one little part where it goes untargetable. It's the big cleave that you have to be standing on the right side of the room and also in the right little section so you don't get shot by the orbs. And there's that one that I adore. That one mechanic that I think is incredible. With those, like, buzzsaws rotating around the arena. But you have to get out for the flare. Oh, Sammy, are you okay?
Sorry, my brother.
You're fine. You're good.
Yes. We're talking about the wandering trail, yeah?
Yeah, if you go to that first very obvious safe spot, that's wrong.
You get murdered.
That's wrong. Don't go there.
To wait.
In general, this fight spends a lot of time tricking you. Trying to trick you.
Yep.
Right, it'll show you a safe spot and be like, yeah, come here. Come here to the safe spot. It's very safe here. It's safe. I lied!
I killed you!
And that's kind of it. That's kind of the whole fight. The thing that keeps it interesting is the stance swapping and having to change your target all the time. That I find very fun. I think that's a really cool way to do a 2-target fight.
I agree.
The other thing I adore is when you kill one of them and the other one just sits there and spams lamentation. Because it's so sad that his sibling is dead.
That you killed its
yeah!
friend. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's... There's a lot of replicant lore in here. Like Seed of Magic and Riot of Magic, they're like...
Oh, yeah? Oh, Seed of Magic is the spread, right?
Yeah.
Just the normal stuff? Yep.
Yeah.
I do think once you figure out the puzzle of this fight, it can kind of be a striking dummy for a little bit.
It definitely has its moments.
It's one that has lost some of the magic because people understand it.
Yeah.
I think. But it's still very fun. It's still extremely fun. I'm never upset to get Paradigm's Breach. I'm never upset to be here. It's just always a little long. Just a little long. That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's alright.
It's okay.
That's alright.
At least it's not the next one with the ads.
Ads. What are the ads here?
They're flight units, and then they become 2Ps.
Oh, and you have to run in a circle.
Like, yeah, and they're spread out just enough that you can't
AoE
them all down.
Yeah, it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying for sure.
But it's very funny.
It is funny.
It's very Yoko Taro thing. I would not be surprised if they said, yeah, Yoko Taro weighed in on that one.
we wanted to have these like so you could, you know, at least cleave 2 with like Art of War or something, but Yoko Taro came in and said, convenience?
No.
Not in my game.
Nah, not in near, bruh.
I like running around in the circle. That part's fun.
I think that's cool.
It's kind of mid for the rest of the ad phase. Not a huge fan of the rest. But I do like the run in the circle part. And then you fight Red Girl. I adore this fight. This one's really good.
I like it too. This is a very long fight.
Yes, it is.
I would say.
I don't think
it
feels
not
as long. It doesn't feel
yeah.
long. Yeah.
It's not a bad long. It's actually like a good long, I'd say.
It's an endurance test. It's what it becomes at that point, right? But once again, because she kills you. She kills you. She is very punishing. Almost everything she does just one-shots you. Like, if you mess it up. And it takes a little bit for her to start doing things that are terrifying, but it starts, and then it does not stop. As soon as that first meteor goes off, the rest of it is... just becomes death. Pain and death and suffering.
It's so good, though. I love it.
Oh my god, me too.
I love it.
I love
when she, like, spins.
Yes, the clones that she makes that all spin around in there.
Yeah. I love that.
People die to that so frequently.
And then, at the end when they do, like, the tape busters.
Yep.
But they're all, like, together. So May, like, inevitably gets killed.
Yes.
It just happens.
The general gimmick of this fight, white and black, and blocking opposite colors and all of that, is extremely sick.
I really like it.
It's a lot of pretty common alliance raid mechanics, right? Ecliptic meteor, haha, with just that added layer, with just that little bit on top of it that makes it's just so much more engaging to have to deal with.
I love it. And then, like, there's like lasers coming from the sides that you have to dodge as well based on the color.
You gotta hide yourself. Good. Like that one mechanic that everyone liked so much in that one Shadowbringers dungeon that they brought it back for the Dawntrail one. I'm gonna lose my mind. The Rocktinker Greatwood one.
I know what you're talking about. The hallways.
Yeah.
In Raktika.
Yeah, where you gotta stand behind the wall to block it. What's that dungeon called?
I can actually look. Give me 1 second.
My brain is just telling me Skydeep Cenote over and over again, and that's not not even the right extension.
It's the Katana Ravel.
Katana Ravel, that's the one. That's the bitch. Yeah, and then they brought it back for Tender Valley.
Yeah.
Because it was so good. It's also, you know, they're the same place,
it's
but
a whole reference.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. But yes, it's a really great mechanic. My favorite thing in the whole game, maybe, genuinely maybe, is the mech where she force marches you. She grabs you with the chains and then she pulls you.
That's right after the hacking minigame, which is so cool.
Which is also, it's very nothing. Like, once you...
It is.
it's not very much of anything at all, but it's a really cool break, and it's so surreal, which I think is, like, very near, right?
It is. It's a very cool little reference. I love it. He's so cool.
This fight in general, this one in particular, Red Girl, I think has done the most of any boss in this entire raid for making me want to play Nier.
This is fair. This is fair.
A lot of the crossover raids have like something for me that makes me go, okay, I want to do this now. You got me. This is the one. This is maybe...
Yeah.
Is this my favorite fight in Nier? It might be. It's up there.
It's definitely one of the better ones.
This one like Hobbs. Weirdly. I like the pacing of this one a lot, even though it's so long. I think it holds up the whole way through.
Yeah.
Good fight.
Like, for me, the lore and sentiment for a later boss, the final boss,
For sure.
The final boss
Totally
is my
valid.
favorite.
She's up there for me too. I don't even understand the lore, but for sure. We do have one pretty cool mini boss first, though.
That's true.
We
This
have,
is Nier Automata.
Junji and Mengji.
Yep.
Right.
This is a
Yeah.
He's
They
in
just
the tower at the very end of the game.
they make you dodge stuff, and they say do hot tail and hot wing, and here's a raid ride. That's what they say.
Okay. This one's really cool, like in Nier as well, because you swap between two characters when you're fighting these bosses.
Oh, are they each fighting one kind of deal?
Yeah. And it's like the story's kind of, I don't want to spoil the story.
Yeah.
The story's kind of funny because of what's happening with one of the characters.
Okay.
One of them is like going insane. The other one is just like, why the fuck am I here?
This is
What is
Automata.
happening?
This is Automata? Question mark?
This is Automata. Yes. And yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I'll say.
I'll say, just from the Dragoon perspective, very briefly. Dragoon's 2-target rotation is you do your dot combo over and over again, and you just apply your dot to alternating targets, right? In this fight in particular, it's very fun to do. Like, weaving between each one, and then getting your big, like, Dragoon cleaves. There's less now. We just have one Mr. Round and one Gear Google. But, like, hitting both bosses with it, it's... Dragoon in 2-target fights is incredibly fun, and this is no exception. But just the way this one, like, lays itself out is very conducive for it, and it's very fun to do. Reminds me a lot of DSR Vault Knights in that regard.
Yeah!
So,
For
they get punched for
a
that.
healing perspective,
Yeah?
if you want to have fun, play Scholar.
Really?
Art of War is a gain on 2, baby.
Art of War is a gain on 2. You're so
Art of
fucking
War is
right.
a gain
Oh
on
my
2!
God. Oh my god. Yeah, and you can just hang out between them because they're huge.
Yep.
This is a really good mini boss. Really big fan of this
It's
one.
really good.
Genuinely very good. Does make the raid a lot longer.
It does.
What is already a very long raid, much longer. But they're like
But
fun.
it's cool.
So yeah.
It's cool.
Here we
Is
go.
it time for False Album?
41626572721. God fuck. I'll start over. 41626572726174696 F6E. False idol.
Oh boy.
Connect 4 boss. Looking
Yep,
at
pretty
the trivia to see if that is something in Hex.
I'm sure it is.
It sure is. Aberration.
Apparition.
Aberration? Aberration is what that word says.
Interesting.
I'm sure this boss is like all kinds of spoilers.
Typically, one that is unwelcome. Interesting.
It's a creature type in Dungeons and Dragons. Aberration.
Interesting. That could like mean a lot of things, cause like the whole story of Nier, you know, it came from that Drakengard.
Yeah. I played
So
3.
one that is
played one of
unwelcome
those
being
games.
like, yeah,
Yep.
being like the big giant of White Chlorination disease. That's also
Oh, yeah.
welcome.
No.
So, and that's this whole fight is like a reference
To that, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why she makes you do the in phase 2 the rhythm game.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's do phase 1 first though. The wheel. The wheel is cool. The wheel is such a sick telegraph.
It is. I love
really,
it.
really, really made me feel so smart the first time I did this and I figured it out. I said it's gonna roll that way. It's gonna go that way. And I went to the other side and it rolled that way. I was so proud of myself. We're just going on and on talking about weird telegraph, but weird telegraph is good. Good weird telegraph.
Exactly. I like weird telegraphs when they're like easy to tell once you figure it out and they make you feel smart.
Agree. Big agree.
More weird telegraphs. Please.
Kind of on the same topic. They've been doing a lot of weird telegraphs. They've been doing good with it.
Yeah, I'm really happy about it.
Rhythm rings. Adore rhythm rings. Love them. Connect 4 looking on us.
I love that. I love it.
It's silly. It's funny. It's funny and it's good. And it gets especially funny when it gets combined with Lighter Note. Which is one of my favorite Alliance Surge mechanics in the game. It's like one of those chasing DPS things.
Yeah.
But you have to aim them. But you have to aim them. And nobody aims them well. Nobody ever aims them well. You gotta
PvP.
deal with Exa flares in the middle of the fucking group while you're doing other mechanics because people never aim them well. And it's so sick. It's so cool.
Yup. It is.
And phase 1 doesn't last very long. I don't think. Is that it? Is there more? There's Darker Note. There's Darker Note, which is just a buster, I think.
Yep.
That's it?
Yep. That's it, really. And then it does Eminence. And then it
Which
goes...
is the death for the count thing, yeah.
Yep.
And then we give her influence.
This song.
Drakengard 1 reference.
The beginning, when you can hear the bells.
Yeah.
Oh!
The bells are important? The bells are relevant?
They're so important.
I see,
They're the toll for the end. You would hear them in the ending, like that's what you would hear in the ending was the bells.
For sure.
The rhythm game with the dragon.
Yeah.
The bell sound would go when you finished the thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what you would hear, because they were the toll for the end.
Speaking of the rhythm game, they've recreated it here in a pretty interesting way, I find.
It is really cool. It's really cool.
It's annoying for keeping uptime, but like it kind of functions like a gaze mechanic, right? But really fast. But really speedy, like.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot to talk about this whole thing.
It throws the Square Enix offices at you.
It does.
Chucks them.
Oh my. And the boss. Okay. Kaine. Kaine is a character in Replicant. Her
That's
theme
the name
is
of the
being
song,
played,
also, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Kaine with the main Final Fantasy theme is being played. That song is so fucking beautiful. It's
very sad, and I don't even know the context. I just know it's sad.
It's good. Like, if you know Kaine,
yeah,
you would love Kaine.
She's the one you always say that you think I'd like a lot.
I think you love Kaine.
Okay.
She's my favorite character. She's very much on the boss itself as well.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of references on the boss with the lunar tears, which is a flower very important to Nier.
Is it a Nier spoiler to ask what the fuck the boss is?
No. It's like a combination of like the red hair girl, 2B, and Kaine, I believe.
Okay.
Is like all of them together.
All right.
I do not know the lore implications. I have to say I don't know what that means.
It's true.
But it is very much like a. It's all. I guess you could also say Zero is in there as well. Zero, Zero, the main character from 3, Drakengard 3.
Oh, Zero. Yes, I do know Zero. My brain was stuck on Zero FF14, and I was like, wait, what?
No.
Really?
Oh.
But no, for sure, because she's got the flower in the eye.
Yep.
Kind of deal. Yep.
Yep. Exactly. So it's like a combination of all the main female leads in this game. Or near.
Mechanically, this boss uses a lot of mechs from earlier in the series. In the Raid series.
It does.
There's lighter note and darker note from phase 1 for sure, but like heavy arms is from the first boss of the whole series, right? Springy Boy.
Yep.
It's just Hot Wing and Hot Tail, but small.
Yep.
I don't know if that means anything, but it does do that.
I mean, it kind of like makes sense.
It is just, you know, a 14 mechanic,
is.
but like also.
Yeah.
If it's all the information, yeah.
Yep, exactly. The funny thing is, never mind. I'm not gonna say that because that's kind of a spoiler.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Alright.
I'm gonna shut up on that one.
Tower fall, chains not backs together. And then you have to dodge the towers falling. Like, actually, that's a great mechanic.
That's great. Like, I love that
one
mechanic.
a lot, yeah. That requires a lot more attention being paid than most other things in this whole series. And on top of that, we have the funniest AoEs in the whole world.
It's true. It's true.
The train? The
Yeah,
trains
I
are
love
so
the
funny.
train.
Semi, why are there trains here?
Because we're in Tokyo.
Oh, that's why the Square Enix offices are here too.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. They put us in a recreation of Tokyo.
Oh, because it's the scene from Drakengard 1 with the...
Yeah, exactly.
And that's in Tokyo.
Or Drakengard 3, depending
Or 3,
on what
yeah.
ending you want.
But that is Tokyo in there. So it's literally just that scene, but a boss fight. That's so cool. Wait.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
This fight is sick. I don't know why I never put that together, but that's really rad.
That's cool. Yeah. Cause that scene is like very important to the lore, cause it's the beginning of the end. And then every
when all the
game
humans
is
died.
the aftermath.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is the aftermath of, like, the first game is like them trying to stop, you know, humanity from going extinct.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second game is after they're already extinct.
So we want to play Nier now.
Play Nier. It's really good.
I want to play Nier now.
It's really good.
It
will make you question life.
I already like this boss a lot. You've made me like it a lot more.
Yeah, it's so. Oh, I can't explain the feeling I got when, 1, I heard those damn bells. 2, I saw we were in fucking Tokyo. And 3, Kaine started playing.
And then you had to do the
That was
rhythm
it.
game. Wow. Yeah.
And it's called the Final Song, which is it's a song from Drakengard.
Big reference. Big reference raid. Oh, this is cool. Alright.
It's so cool.
Good raid.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
It's
alright.
the Final Song.
You might have brought me around to Paradigm's Breach. I think I still like Puppets Bunkers more, but I think this discussion has made me like Paradigm's Breach more than I did.
It's very much a love letter to Nier fans and Drakengard fans that know the lore.
Totally.
And I love it. I love it. It's like, thank you. Thank you,
That's
Yoko
awesome.
Taro.
That's rad.
Thank you. Please make another Nier game.
Please make another Nier game.
Please don't make it a mobile game, though.
The monkey's paw curls, and now you have a pachinko machine.
Ah.
You'll join us Guilty Gear players in our lore hellhole that is the middle point of the series.
I didn't need another Kingdom Hearts. Fuck.
Alright, Sammy, shall we move on to Endwalker? Shall we move on into EW? Aglaya! Semi, I really like Aglaya.
I also really like Aglaya.
Really like Aglaya. Really like this raid series. This spawn location is gorgeous.
It
It's
is
beautiful. You show up in the sky and you're like, fuck, we're fighting gods. Just the premise of the Sword series is really good. Fight all the 12.
It is.
Let's fight them all. Easy peasy. Let's get him.
Love it.
We start with Beauregard. We just go right in. How do you feel about this fight, Semi? How do you feel about Beauregard?
He's a really good, like, first boss.
I agree.
Okay. My issue with Endwalker Alliance raids, they feel very easy compared to Nier.
I'll 100% agree with that.
Nier is very, like, controlled chaos.
Yep.
I thrive under controlled
Ivalice
chaos.
as well. Ivalice as well.
Yes,
even
exactly.
even the later mock raids, right? Like Weeping City
Yeah.
and Dunscape as well.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I love about Alliance raids, is that it's controlled chaos.
It's 24 fucking people with AoEs on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you.
These raids, they're much more controlled than they are chaotic.
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time.
Most
Like-
of the time. Yes, I agree.
Like Nier had the buff of it's very easy to mess up. Like even if you know what you're doing, it's very easy to mess up. And then oh my god, everything's gone to chaos.
There's a lot
This
less.
one, it's very forgiving.
There's a lot less
There's-
like individual responsibility, right?
Exactly.
It's the group as a whole has to dodge the big cleave and stuff
Yep.
like that. You yourself are not responsible for a ton. It has
Only thing
removed
I'm
a lot of the like
responsible
PvP things.
Yep. I'm responsible for rescuing people off the blocks when he, moves them. That's it.
Is people me?
My bad.
Is people
Yes.
me? Yeah, that's what I thought. The one like mechanic that I think is really good here in terms of personal agency is the one where he does the big knockback and then also shoots out cleaves at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that mechanic's kind of great. I'm
that
not gonna
one's
lie.
good.
But then the rest of this fight is kind of just
There's like
Meh.
one later mechanic where he does like the exoflares from the side and like some
Yeah.
of them are faster.
yeah.
That one's kind of cool
It's
because
just
you have
like
to look
exoflares.
somewhere else.
Sure, you do have to look somewhere else. That is true.
But that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yep. I like his
That's-
gimmick.
I do.
His gimmick's
His
pretty
gimmick?
cool. Where the platforms move. And
Yeah.
then the big
that was
hammer
good.
cleaves. Yeah, it's a fun mechanic to do. I think once again the problem with this fight is that you can
I
just
think
kind of follow one person.
A lot of Endwalker suffers from it's visually cool,
Yeah.
but mechanically,
It's
like
not
doing
very
it, not
interesting.
so much.
Yeah. And I think unfortunately that's like all there is to say about Roger. Like that's or not
Exact-
Roger,
well,
Beauregard, but also Roger.
Beauregard.
but Beauregard,
Yeah,
yeah,
Roger's
specifically.
the center.
Yeah.
I do like his
Like-
little emissary though. I think that.
Oh yes, the little
the
ad.
bird of it.
Can we please
Yeah.
just do mini bosses like this forever? Just please,
Mhm.
just the little things like this. It's
Yeah.
just a little
Aglaia
bird
was
boy.
really good about it.
Yes, Aglaia was fantastic for this. It's just a little bird. He does little big cleaves that are pretty easy to dodge and tell where they are. That tank cleave is hilarious though because it just kills people and you can just point it. You can just point it freely. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. Hey, die.
Die.
You wanted to kill the entire alliance. You could. You could do that. You can do what your little heart desires.
That is your prerogative.
Like, please don't. But you could. And it's cool. It's cool that there's something that isn't just stats. I like that a lot. I want to
I
give that
agree.
as much credit as I possibly can. Because it deserves it.
It does. The sad thing is, like, looking at the wiki for the names,
Yeah.
compared to Nier, these paragraphs are so
They're
tiny.
tiny. It's true. There's
They're
just
tiny.
not.
It's kind of sad.
This of the Realm is.
There's- It's.
I do like Aglaia a lot.
I do
think
too.
it
Like,
just
I like
gets-
the music.
It gets worse as we go, though. It just gets worse.
It does. It does.
Roger's fun, but
Yeah.
Roger's fun, but it's the same thing. It's the same problem, right? It's exactly the same. Where the mechanics
Yeah.
are cool and awesome visually, and even like if you mess them up, they'll kill you. But they're really simple. You can follow one
Yeah.
person for them, and there's no responsibility of your own.
Yep. They're punished. Like, this one's probably the more punishing because you can fall off.
You can fall off if you eat the cleave. If you do the cleave wrong, you just die.
Yep.
Because it knocks you back into the chasm beneath you.
And it's like, it's such an easy tell as well.
Yep.
He's literally channeling the side he's going to punch as, like, can't you, like, trick me a little bit?
And there's a couple very weird things about his AI pattern. I think the mechanic with the flares, where he does trick you, right? Where he says go to where the flare is, and then punches the rock, and then says go elsewhere. I think he always punches it first.
Yes.
Which is bad.
Yeah, because it does the classic 14 of, here, let me show you how to do it correctly, and then I'm going to assume that you're going to be in this fight long enough where I could switch it up on you.
Yeah.
But no, we're not in the fight long enough.
We weren't in the fight long enough on content. We killed him very easily.
You would see it
before
like the beginning of his little switch up, and then he would die.
But I do want to give him a lot of credit for the arena.
Yeah, his arena is really cool.
Incredible. And the fact that he uses it with the knockbacks and you have to get knocked back into the fingers. That's really cool. That's really sick.
It's really cool. I like that. That's another
wish,
one where you can rescue someone.
I wish Twin did stuff like that. I understand why it didn't. It was a very early fight in the game's history, but you fight Twin on Bahamut's hand, and we don't do anything about that. It's cool though. It's really sick.
Yeah, maybe when they make UCOB 2.0.
Please.
They'll make
UCOB 2.
They'll give Twin a cooler arena.
UCOB with a rework would be such a fucking good fight. Anyway, that's the whole fucking fight. That's it. That's all of Rogger.
That's it.
This is the issue, right? This is where Mess with the Realm falls apart. It's that the fights just aren't complex. They have nothing to them.
They are visually very cool. Otherwise, not so much.
The Lion and the Lioness are another mini-boss that are much better than ads, while still not being particularly insane in their own right.
Yeah. They have their little mechanics with like the in and the out and the 1 and the 2, which one's doing its in or out first.
Yeah,
that's cool.
They're definitely better than an ads phase. It's a 2-target fight, so like Dragoon has fun. Like it has
Scholar has fun.
Yeah, and any class with like innate cleaves has stuff to think about. Anything where just 2 targets in general, like a lot of classes have specific things to deal with 2 targets. So that's always neat. That's it though. But that's it.
That's it for them, yep.
Alright. Our exception to the boss doesn't do very many things starts right now.
It does. I agree.
Azima is a much more complex fight than the 2 before her. And I think that results in her being a much better fight than the 2 before her.
I agree. Until... Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen with the Nod Paul at the end too. She also suffers from, we kill it too fast now. We don't see all of her cool things.
With the HP thresholds in these fights, but you're 100% right.
It's like we're back in Shadowbringer's numbers, which kind of scares me a little bit.
We were back in Shadowbringer's numbers in like Abyssers.
Exactly. It's like, bruh.
What was the point if our stat scripts would be that tiny? It's whatever. Whatever.
You're gonna have to do another stat squish soon.
They don't have plans for one, apparently.
I'll keep my mouth shut, but I'm watching.
Just as someone who likes to do older fights. Please. What does she do?
Sorry, I'm going on.
Go off, Queen. All yours.
That was like the one cool thing about the stat squish was Crystal Tower.
Yeah.
You actually got to see more of the mechanics to Crystal Tower, and that was like one of the reasons I actually liked getting Crystal Tower after the stat squish.
There was a moment.
To see more.
Like right when it happened, I remember End of Shadowbringers doing like Cerberus and being like, hee silly boss, and then moving into Endwalker and doing Cerberus for the first time and going like, oh my god. Yeah, it did feel really good for about a patch.
Yep, and then we were right back.
And just all of Endwalker, we had item level problems with on-content fights, and it's... Shout out to Ensinger. Skipping the final phase. Wow. Real cool. Let's talk about Azima though. Let's talk about the boss we're talking about.
Yes.
She does a lot of stuff. She does a lot of things. A lot of stuff has to do with her fire orbs that just do AoEs when they go off. But I really like how she can interact with them, how she can move them around with her clones and stuff.
Yeah.
There's tank movement required here, which is interesting. It's not like required, but the tank has to do that mechanic right or nobody gets uptime, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
It is another one of those one person solves it and then everybody can solve it from there. But it's still, it's a nice little thing. A mechanic that got me forever. For many, 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 many moons. Solar fans. She sends out the fans and then they spin. They spin around the arena and then they stop and they do a big AoE.
Because she's funny. I would count them, and sometimes she does it 4 times.
4 times?
And other times she does it 5 times.
Yep. Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah, she tries to trick you. She does stuff to like mess with you. She punishes you very hard. They hit really hard, they give you vulns. If you take like 3, you just die. You just evaporate. And 3 sounds like a lot, but when she does Fleeting Spark... Is it Fleeting Spark? Fleeting Spark is the big, like, 180 cleave at the end.
270?
270 cleave. Oh yeah, it says it right there. Haha, 270. Yep. But she does that at the end of that huge, like, sun orb in the sky mechanic. With all the I guess they're kind of like shrines, right? It's kind of like what they are. She shines like the sunspots on the ground and they explode and you have to move around.
I think she does that 2 times. The Fleeting Spark. So she does one after the first, like the quadrants where she'll like blow fire into one. Into 2 of them. Yeah.
You're right. You're so correct. But yes, Fleeting Spark is very quick. Fleeting Spark's a very fast cleave. That really hurts. That really, 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 really punishes you for getting hit by it. Especially at the end of the phases that people normally get hit by things in. So I really appreciate that. And then Wildfire Ward is sick. Wildfire Ward is really cool.
That's the triangle, right?
Yeah, it's the triangle.
Yeah, the knockbacks.
I think it should have been unable to be KBI'd, but I get why it is. I get why you can.
Yeah.
But it is extremely cool. Noble Dawn. That's the mechanic that I was thinking of.
Yep. That is definitely trying.
The sun. Yeah. And that's like it. That's the fight.
Yep.
The biggest issue with it is that you don't see Noble Dawn. Yeah. You see like a little bit of it, and she dies during it.
Yep.
This whole raid in general, Aglaya, has a big problem with item level. Really, 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 really big item level problem. You skip a lot of the cool mechanics. You skip a lot of the iterations on mechanics that make them cooler. Roger, looking at you. And then you have one of the saddest things to ever happen to an Alliance raid boss. You have Nobthal. poor Nobthal. For a long time, Nobthal was my favorite Alliance raid boss.
I believe it, yeah.
For a hot minute. I think this guy's awesome.
You changed your, like, god to Nobthal.
I did change my god to Nobthal because of this raid. Because this fight is so good. However.
Yep.
However.
Unfortunately.
Let's talk about everything else first.
We didn't talk about?
What did we not talk about?
We didn't talk about Walker is Estinian's voice actor.
He is? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was unaware of this.
And then Maud is Grahatia.
He's got all the voice actors to be like, hey, you want to be a god?
Yeah.
Want to be a god today?
Like, hey, instead of being a cat boy, can you can you be a god?
just for a little bit. Just for a smidge. I mean, he already switches between the Grahatia voice and the Crystal Exarch voice, which are very distinct creatures in their own right.
They are. What's another one? Just while I'm talking about voice actors, do you remember, what's his name? In the final one, the quote-unquote final boss before the big final boss.
Oh, Ashan?
Yeah, he's Ardbert.
Oh, really? Is it Ashan? Wait. Yeah, it's Ashan.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's Ashan.
I couldn't
Damn,
remember, but
that's
when you
cool.
said it, I was like, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I like that. Who's Limlane? Who the fuck's voice is Limlane?
I'm not sure.
Who the fuck voice is Limlane? Her voice is incredible. Whoever's voice acts her, fantastic job. But like all around though, TBH, right? Like all their voices are awesome. All of the cinematics of all of these fights are incredible. That is absolutely not something that is a problem. The music in all these fights is also just fucking peak.
They're really good, except for the final one.
Except the last boss, the very
I'm
last
sorry,
boss.
I'm sorry.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll
It's
fucking
just...
get to Thalia. First we have to talk about Nodthal. First we have to talk about a good fight. Even before the sadness. This fight is good.
It was a very good fight.
This fight is good. The main tell for like most mechanics of the sky changing colors, that's rad. That's a really, really, really sick telegraph. I'm a very big fan of it. And I like the concept behind it. I don't think they ever go quite far enough for it to be like really, really cool. But like some of the exaflares being fake exaflares, or the stack marker being fake, so the only people who have to worry about are the baits, or the baits being fake, so they can go stand in the stack. I love the concept. I really, really do.
Girl. This is. I love this fight. It's
a
good.
great fight.
Especially
really
Thal's
good
balls.
Fight. Thal's balls. We'll get to
I
Thal's balls.
had to make that joke.
I mean, it's definitely on purpose, right? It's 100% on purpose.
Oh, 100%.
Like, we can just talk about it now.
You know Koji Fog definitely.
Yeah, of
did
course
that
I
on
know. Yeah. It's Wayward Soul. Is that what it's called? Doesn't matter. The spheres from the sky.
Yeah.
Not only are they like funny reference, haha.
Yep.
Haha, Thal's balls. They are really fun to dodge. They're one of the harder things to like keep uptime on and dodge in the raid. Especially that last part where you have to run in a circle to dodge them all.
Yeah.
That on like, I remember doing this fight on like Black Mage and being like,
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. Like, being on caster is so annoying, but like, it's funny. It's funny.
It's probably a lot more fun when Astro had one light speed.
Thank you for giving Astro a second light speed. Now, can you please give Astro back Nocturnal second speed, Joel?
Give me my job back. Give it back to me.
Let me be it again.
All right. Let's talk about it. Sammy. Tip scales. Tip scales, my favorite mechanic in the game.
This was so cool. This was the coolest.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Nocthal used to do a mechanic called tip scales. He used to do this. He still has the potential to do it.
Damage is bad.
Nocthal used to do a mechanic called tip scales where he would change the arena. He would do a cool cutscene, split into each version of him, Nald and Paul, and they would become a big scale, and they would start weighing you. And during the weighing you phase, he would spawn 3 ads, one for each alliance, you know, and you gotta split into your 3 alliances and each fight your own ad, as you do. These ads would randomly select a player in their alliance and take their appearance for some fucking reason. But it was the best thing. It was the best thing to go into Aglaya every week to get your weekly Aglaya clear, and to be like, am I gonna be the person today? And do I get to be the boss? And sometimes you did. And sometimes you did get to be the boss, and it was really cool. And then, at the end of the phase, the bodies would fall to the floor, and you had to balance the scales by separating in such a way that you balanced out not only the weights of all the alliances on each side of the scale, but also the weights of the dead ads that you just killed.
Yep.
And if you failed, you went back to the beginning of the fucking fight.
Yep.
You started that shit over again. And people would spend like the 5 seconds leading up to it just walking back and forth between sides. Oh, it was the funniest thing, and you got a damage up if you did it right, and it was really cool. And now you skip it.
Yep.
You skip the whole phase.
Don't
You skip
see
the
it at
whole
all.
fucking thing. You just go right to the balls.
Yep.
And I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh my god, they have removed the coolest part of the entire raid. How dare you? How dare you?
All you see is fired up. Actually, you don't even see souls measure anymore.
Nope. Nope.
You just see fired up, and then you're done.
And then the fight's over.
That's it.
Consistently. Like every time. It's just a nightmarish fate to befall a boss. And I'm still salty. I'm still upset that they released that patch to fix this exact problem happening with Endsinger. And they didn't fix Nalthal.
Yup.
He's still wallowing down there. Crying.
Yep.
Screaming.
Very sad.
Unable to escape.
I have corrections and more informations about voice actors.
Oh, yes.
So, okay, Vitra, Nigel Betts
Yeah.
voices Meyergot.
Okay.
Estidian does voice Rogger. I was
Rogger.
right about that.
Hell yeah.
Vernon. Azema is Nadana.
Oh,
Sheena-
what?
I did not
That's
know
awesome.
that at all. I was
What a range on that woman. Goodness gracious.
This one is my correction. Nonthal is Mattia. Jay Seigel. I'm probably gonna butcher names. I'm very
Speaking
sorry.
of range, goodness gracious.
Yep,
That's amazing. That's phenomenal. He doesn't.
it is.
God, I'm so impressed with that voice actor. Oh my god.
Yep.
Wow. That's great.
Yep.
God,
And
I
I
love
have-
so much about this raid, and I hate so much about this raid.
I have all the voice actors for the other ones when we get to them.
We're good. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Euphrosyne. Euphrosyne
Okay.
is gorgeous.
It
This is
is.
one of the prettiest raids that we have, I think.
It is.
That starting area. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's very Nafika.
It's very Nafika. It's extremely Nafika. Which makes sense because she's the first boss. Who would have thought?
Do you know who her voice actor is?
I would love to know who her voice actor is.
Ishtola. Robin Addison.
Oh my god. This is phenomenal information. Thank you for getting this
Isn't
up.
it?
I didn't think about this, but yes, you're 100% right. This is phenomenal information to know.
Mhm. I love little fun facts.
I actually think this boss is pretty good. I think Nafika's solid.
Nafika is solid.
She
See,
definitely needs a couple more things.
I think
like-
she should be more punishing.
Agree. For sure. Definitely.
But like, the mechanics are there.
Yeah,
I think her mechanics
sure.
are cool. The Force March is cool.
The
Blooming.
in-out telegraph being whether or not the
Yeah.
flowers are blooming is really cool.
Yep, exactly.
And she does the Landwaker being just big cross AoEs, and just that she makes a lot of AoEs, and then she makes you force march during them. And that, as a concept, is a great fight, right? As a
It's
concept, that's already strong. I
It's
wish...
just-
Yeah, what's up?
yeah.
What's
I
up?
was just gonna say, it's just not punishing at
Yeah,
all.
it
Like,
doesn't-
you do not die. You can get a bunch of Vuln stacks and you still
You
will not
won't
die.
It's true. It takes a long time to kill you. The only way you like blow up is if you get like intersected by Landwaker. You get hit by two at the same time. But like
It's
that's
okay
kind of
to
hard to do.
kill- It's okay to kill the players. Punish me.
To be fair, Juno's pretty hard. Juno
Yes,
kills you.
I think
They've
I
learned,
think-
I think.
they've learned. Yeah.
I wish Matron's breath was more complex than it is.
Yeah, the circle. Like,
Yeah. The
it's
two
just
different
same
colored
color.
fields. Yeah.
Yep.
You just wiggle. You just wiggle. Sometimes you don't wiggle. But it's a
I-
very, very simple version of it.
Like, it'd be better if she did like an in or an out while it was
At
going
the same
on,
time,
but
yeah, I
that's
agree.
it.
You have to be like in the front half or the back half
Mhm.
of the thing.
Yep.
That I think that alone would do a whole lot for it.
Exactly. It would. It's just something extra
Yeah.
to
She
make
just
it a little harder.
she just takes a long time to do stuff, and the stuff
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really kill you. But the fight itself is fun to execute, so gets points. Gets points for
Yep.
that. I feel like Euphrosyne in general is kind of that way. The mechanics really don't like kill you ever, but they're fun to do
Yeah.
right. So you do them right anyway, and you have an okay time. You foresee?
Yep.
That's it. That's Nafika. It's I feel like every single other fight we've had so much to say about, and then we hit these raids, and it's just like they're so there's nothing.
It's sad. Like I don't know. There's not much to say. It's like cool mechanic.
There's ads in between here.
Yeah.
There's the.
I'm sure there's like a lot of lore here too.
I'm sure. You know, when Snowbird gets there. There's ads. They're fine. They're the first set's like just regular dungeon mobs, and then the second set is the behemoth, which is cool, I guess. It's got a flare. It's got a flare I like to rescue my friends into.
I also like to rescue my friends into.
But it's not.
And then Icarus away because I'm a sage.
because you're sage. Yes, exactly. Yes. And then we go to Alphic and Nymea.
I changed my god to Nymea because Nymea is an astro.
Yep. This is another fight where it doesn't kill you. But
it is it's
fun.
Good.
Yeah, it's fun to do. I wish Nymea, because she has 2 sets of cards, but she only picks 1 per fight.
Yeah, I wish she would switch
She's
between
a little
them.
more aggressive with them, like doing different things. Oh, this fight has an enrage. We should talk about that.
It does.
Like
does
a
have
pretty
an
fast enrage too. It's like 8 minutes or something. It's like not nothing. Could totally happen. I've never seen it personally, but it totally.
The enrage is tied to their buff.
Yeah. Oh wait, really?
The arcane triumph. Yeah.
It's what.
Once the buff falls off, they will go into
that's when they enrage. Interesting.
Yep.
That's cool. They have a separation mechanic. You gotta keep them separated. They also share their HP pretty frequently, right? So they they just transfer it between each other, so it doesn't really matter which ones you're hitting. But cleaving them is still a gain if you're a class like Dragoon that can manage it.
Right?
Huh?
Oh no, it's both of them. I was about to say, I think it's only Nymea that transfers, but no, it's both
I think
of
they
them.
both do it, yeah.
But
Nymea's cards are all meat.
they
Paretics, as always, are not a good punishment tool when they don't actively kill you.
Yeah, this one, it doesn't do too much damage.
No, they never do. They never do unless it's an ultimate.
Yep. Unless
The
you're
only
doing
paretic-
DSR.
The only paretic that has ever been a threat to me has been DSRP6.
Yep. Literally, I think that's the only time I died to a paretic was because I was trying to heal.
One
in
day
DSR.
I will make you do 04 Savage Mine.
Please.
And then we'll die to a paretic one day.
I want to. I want to. I want to do Omega.
Omega's like the only raid series at this point that I've no experience with.
Like, I know, because I know like the tricks to solo it. So I know what the mechanics do.
Yeah, I know the normal
For,
one really well. I can tell you that.
I know 04, 08, and 012 decently.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole thing.
We'll get there.
But I
We'll get
can do
there.
it.
First, we gotta do Heaven's Word. But yeah, Alphic just does cleaves. Nymea just does cards.
Yep. They do a cool little knockback. Though.
Yeah, Hydroptosis? Is that what it is? Or is Hydroptosis
Oh, that's the
that's
line.
just this. Is that the line?
That's
no,
starting
Hydroptosis
line, yeah.
is this. Oh, the line! I forgot about the line! The line is cool! I like the line. I like the line because it isn't very punishing if you get hit by it, unless you're in the gravity spot.
Yeah.
Because that gives you a magic vuln.
Yep.
So if you're in that and you get hit by it, you just fucking die. The same thing happens with the spreads, actually.
Okay,
if you take
it's
the
really
spread
cool
while you're on the line.
Because, Nymea is doing the Hydro, the line, and then Altic is doing the dark purple streaks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they're working together.
Yeah, they're combining their ability.
They're combining. It's like Hansel and Gretel, and I love Hansel and Gretel, and
it's good.
Do more bosses like this.
Yeah, agree. Once again, I wish it was a little more punishing. Wish it killed you.
Yes.
Hydrorhythmos. Hydrorhythmos is the knockbacks.
Then, yep.
That one.
No,
is good.
Yeah.
That mechanic, good.
Yep.
She'll reverse them sometimes, which is really cool.
will.
She'll
It's
she'll
cool.
do them in backwards order because they're working together, right? Because Nami is wait, who
But
reverses
you don't
them?
see it anymore.
Oh, you don't see
Nami
this?
will.
You skip this shit, man.
You skip this. Yep. You'll do because it's just like Rolger. They do it right the normal time to show you the right way to do it, and then they add the trick later.
But they do it too late, so you don't.
But they do it too late, so you don't see it.
That's
But yeah,
that's really
Nami
sad.
gets a vision in Astro, and Astros have horoscope.
For sure, for sure. Oh, this is cool. I wish
Oh.
this fight was more than it is. It's
I
you're gonna hear this a lot from the next couple of raids. Wish this fight was more than it is, because it has so much potential to be really cool, and it just
does.
never quite pushes itself
doesn't get
to
there,
that
yep.
point. Yeah, none of them do. None of these fights do. So,
They don't.
you
It's
proceed.
all-
You're so frustrating. You're so frustrating.
But
Yusufine.
I have trivia.
Oh?
Voice actor
Oh,
trivia.
please, yes.
Time for voice actor trivia.
Yeah, who's who?
Altic is Golbez, Joseph Cap,
Yeah.
and then Nymea and Halone
Oh,
are
both of them.
living way. Bethan Cullinan. I'm sorry again if I butcher names.
Oh my god. These are
I
such
think- okay.
talented people to be able
They
to do all
are.
of these different types of roles.
I
Goodness.
never would have guessed.
I
never
never would
would've
have thought
guessed Nymea and Halone were the
Yeah,
same.
exactly. Living way?
Yup.
Alright.
Living way.
For sure. There's more ads in the middle.
Yup.
You can interrupt them.
And-
You can also
don't.
press holy.
It's true. You can also just spam and take a nap.
It's a dungeon mob, right? Some
Yep.
of them do like donuts or whatever, but it's a dungeon mob.
Yep.
And then you find Halone, who is another extremely stylish low substance fight.
Yep.
Tetrapagos is the coolest part, and it's the first thing she does.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
So at least you get to see it.
you do get to see Tetrapagos, and Tetrapagos is a good mechanic, I would say. I like
It
Tetrapagos.
is. I do too.
Left, right, in, out.
And
It's solid.
This one also suffers from the same thing Nymea and Altic suffers, because she does Tetrapagos thrust at the end. But you don't see it anymore, where she, like, at the very end, it's like one safe quadrant, north or south.
Oh, because she does the cleave with the like
Mhm.
spears on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
pick
you have
up
to, like, be in one
that
spot.
little tiny little safe spot.
Yep.
My biggest issue with Tetrapagos thrust is the fact that she just stands there forever, just stabbing
Yeah.
stuff that's not there.
Yep.
In general, she's
It's
just
kinda-
really slow. She's just a really slow fight, which is really
what it
weird
reminds
for
me
Halone.
of?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Fake Cal Alpha and Fake Cal Beta.
Where she
Where-
takes a million years to resolve it, but like it's not very
Yeah.
complex once it happens.
Predicting what she's doing. And like, it's kind of like the same with T, but T was more complex because they had to follow the shadow.
It's also an ultimate.
Yeah, it's also but yeah. But yeah, it's like they're telling you what's going to happen, and then you have to like resolve it
Yeah.
when it, goes on.
Yeah.
Which I like those mechanics. I think T does it better. I know why
P
they
does it
can't.
better. I think P4, P2 does it better. But like once again, they both are kind of
Yeah.
cheating by
Yep.
being harder difficulty.
Yep.
But it does
It's-
speak to she doesn't quite go far enough with it, right?
Yes.
It's
Exactly.
that same idea.
I think they could have made it more interesting, like literally just I don't know. Literally like what Nier does with the red balls, just have that
Yeah.
going on. Just dodge spears or something while everything's happening.
I don't hate that idea. Just even if they're just like little ground baits and a spear like pops out of the ground.
Yeah,
Or something.
exactly.
It's just there needs to be another layer on a lot of these necks is the only thing about them.
Exactly.
They're fun to do. There's not a lot to them. There's a couple things about this fight I do really like. That stack mechanic that hurts like so hard. Then
Oh,
fucking
with
just
the spears, not the spears 3.
the
The
like
Doom Sphere is what it's called. The towers?
yeah, the towers. When she like leaps between all
Yeah.
the groups and they hurt like a motherfucker. You can take multiple of these though, which is funny. You
It's very funny.
can like
I
dash
think-
between them.
The funny thing is, it goes based on how many people are in there, you know? Like the damage.
Oh, does it really? I
Yeah,
remember
so
getting
there's
evaporated
a
by
shit ton
these.
of people. If there's a shit ton of people in there, because a lot of people, you know, they don't go to their alliance
Oh,
spot.
yeah.
So they
Oh,
all
this
just
is what you're
stay in-
saying. Yeah, of course it does.
house.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's how stacks work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought you meant it like adjusts its damage based on how many people are in it. Like if you have less people in it, it does less damage.
Yeah.
Wait, is that
But,
how it
like-
works?
Yeah, because that's how stacks work.
If you have less people in it, does more damage for stacks. I thought you were saying the opposite.
Oh no, I was saying that
Yeah.
it's like less
There-
people, it does
yeah.
more damage.
Yeah, for sure. Totally. So the stacks where a lot of people are
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
So
it-
that-
it's one of those things that I think certain fights do a lot better. The specific example I'm thinking of is Archangels.
yes.
When they do the 3 alliance stacks, they apply piercing wounds when they do it, so you can't take multiple. On top
Yep.
of it hurting like a motherfucker. I think in general this boss does a lot of damage though. Am I wrong
I
about
agree.
that? Her raid wides really hit like pretty fucking hard and hit like 6 times.
What is that? Will of the Fury. That's what it is. It's where she.
Oh my god, I
Physical
love this mech. Yeah.
Yes. This is the one punishing mech
Mhm.
because if you get frozen
You
and
die.
you're too close, you die.
Yeah.
And
It's
it-
one
it
of
makes
it's
sense that
extremely
Alone would
fun
have
to
it.
greed. It's extremely fun to greed on. It's one of those
And-
like on Dragoon. I was in a very tank mode last week. I'm in a very Dragoon mode this week.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. I showed up in the glam. The just stabbing it until the last second and then backflipping out.
Yep. Or like slide casting your way to the
Mhm.
edge if you're playing on caster. It's pretty cool.
I got this raid recently on White Mage, and
Oh.
that mechanic is a lot of fun now. Because you know White Mage has a billion instant casts and a dash.
And they have the dash now. Yep.
Yeah, so it's a grand old time. It's a really fun mechanic. This one shows up a few times even now. You see it a couple times,
Yep.
and it's definitely still lethal. I think this actually kind of pushes her up a little. I completely forgot about this mech, but I really like this one.
I honestly think it's because of how punishing it is. I think it's the best
Yeah.
for out of them.
She also has an ad phase. That isn't
She
bad.
does.
She makes you do mechs during it, which I always appreciate. Even though
It's
it
like-
is
it's-
kind of just like a Cloud of
Yeah.
Darkness.
If I was
Sort of
there,
ad
this
phase.
is just Cloud of Darkness. It's pretty funny when you don't go. Like there's only like 2 people in
Yeah,
one of
like,
them, and they're,
you're all outside like cheering. You can do it!
you can do it, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like in
And then
general,
it's to 100 and the party wipes.
yeah. The mech at the very end, or the big raid wide at the end, looks really cool. Big fan of that.
It does.
It's you know, fight looks really cool. They all look cool. Every single one of these fights looks and sounds and just feels really good. But it just doesn't hit you hard enough. It does
Yep.
damage. It doesn't punish you. It just doesn't quite get there.
Yup.
What a new and original thing to say about a boss from here that we haven't said for any other boss before.
Yep.
Here's another boss that we're probably gonna say it about.
Oh. We're gonna say about
Hatsune
all these
Miku.
bosses. I fucking love Hatsune Miku, man.
This fight's fun.
This one is
This fight's
cool,
fun.
like lore-wise too, because
She brings that
Dalamud.
Dalamud, yeah.
he brings that Dalamud.
Her
and
little
it's a
tiny
puppy
lesser
dog.
moon. Her little lesser moon.
A little puppy.
Somebody
I love
fucking brought up to me that, like, since the gods are, like, you know, manifestations of people's beliefs in them, that, like, Dalamud only has a matter of time still remaining in the world, which is so sad.
That is really sad, yeah.
Her poor doggy!
Because once that Dalamud cult is like, once they die off,
Yeah, eventually people are gonna forget
No
that there
one-
ever was a second moon,
Yep.
right?
you know, they'll probably eventually forget that there ever was a 12.
Ah! I won't let them. I'm the wall and I'll live forever.
That's fair, that's fair.
But yeah, like, other than the lore, it's kind of a whatever fight. I like that the telegraphs are the moons filling up.
I do too.
That's neat.
I mean, the song's good.
The song's really good, yeah. Fiddle solo, holy fuck.
Yeah, that was really good.
Keeping uptime on the boss can be pretty hard.
Yep.
Which is neat. But, like, if you mess up keeping uptime on the boss, you take a little damage and get a vuln stack.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. And she doesn't even have anything like Halone to just, like, catch you off guard and kill you.
Not really. I guess, like, the closest is when she, like, freezes the floor, and then she'll do, like, an in and, like, a behind
like a
or
cleave.
in front of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the better uses of the icy floor. In normal content. You have to be really precise with it, but not, like, to a stupid degree.
What do you think if they made it, like, Althek and Nymea, where Dalamud was its own boss?
Ooh, that might be fun. That might be neat.
that would have made it better.
Adding another target, I think, makes a lot of fights more interesting. In general. At least going from 1 to 2. Going from 2 to 3, it might make it less interesting, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I always remember it because it's always this one where, like, the second 2 minutes is always right before the ad phase.
I think it's that way in Halone as well, if I recall correctly.
Oh, it might be, yeah. I always remember this one.
Yeah,
I didn't
this
like
one...
the ad phase in this one.
That's whatever.
I did not like it. It's boring. Not very
at least the Halone does, like, AoEs during hers.
Exactly,
I don't even remember this one, like, at all.
It's kind of like the Fru one, where you have to, like, bait the...
Oh, and there's the
triangle
big
AoE,
pillar, there's, like, all the pillars around... Or am I thinking of Halone? They're, like, the same! They're so similar!
And there's nothing really going on to, like, visually entertain you, so it's like, okay, I'm just dodging and defeating Icicle.
But the music's really good!
It
The
is!
music's really good. And I like that, like, when Dalamud shows up,
Yeah.
he becomes the target, and she sits on him. That's fun.
Yep.
That's cute.
It's cute.
It's a cute fight. It's a very cute fight. Who's her voice actor?
Oh, you're so right. Her voice actor, I think you'll find this one pretty funny.
Yeah?
It's Zero.
Really?
Lathan. Yeah. It is Zero.
They gave them all such, like, different personalities from their characters. The only one with, like, some overlap is maybe, like, Rogger Estinian. Like, maybe.
Yep. They're pretty similar. I think that's it for...
That's it! God! That was the reaction I had when I finished the raid, too.
Exactly.
That's it? Yeah.
That's the reaction I had for...
I love the music.
Definitely Euphrosyne and Thalia.
Yeah, Thalia. Thalia. I felt like nothing. I felt nothing in Thalia. Speaking of Thalia, I guess let's just go. Let's just move on, yeah?
Yeah.
That's Thalia. Oh boy. I don't like this raid, Semi. I don't like this raid at all. Not one bit. No, that's not true. I think the regular fight music is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the voice lines still. I think the presentation of everything is still pretty phenomenal.
I don't like the final boss. I'm sorry.
Really don't like the final boss, but we'll get there.
You really don't.
I really don't like Thaliak either. Really don't like Thaliak either.
Yeah.
I think Thaliak is one of the lesser of the fights in general in this whole raid series.
It's kind of sad because he's supposed to be the, like, you know, knowledge.
Yeah, big brain thingy.
Smart. All of his mechanics are easy.
They're all easy, and the only
They're
one that
all easy.
I have a really big complaint about this fight. I have one really enormous complaint.
Mm-hmm.
I want to find the name of the mechanic. want to find the name of it. Hieroglyphica?
Is that the one where he spins?
Yeah, that's the spin mech.
Yeah.
Hieroglyphica.
Yeah.
So Zodiac, right? You know Zodiac. You're familiar with the fight.
I'm very familiar with Zodiac.
I don't hate Zodiac's spin mechanic. I think it's pretty decent. I think it's aight, especially now that they fixed how Dragoon works, so I can do my jumps during it. I think it's totally fine. It's danger doable, but it's the first extreme, so like whatever.
Yeah.
Those attacks will kill you if you mess them up.
This one
Even
won't.
in normal. Hieroglyphica will do like 40% of your health and give you a Vuln stack if you mess it up.
Yep.
And that's fine when the mech doesn't take like a full 40 seconds to telegraph and then resolve. So you're just like sitting there doing all of this math in your brain to try to like figure out how the geometry lines up for you to end in the safe spot, and then you mess it up and you're like, oh fuck, my brain is too small for this big thinky smart boss. He's big thinky smart guy and I've been outfought by big thinky smart man. And then he hits me and it doesn't do anything.
Yep.
And I go, oh, never mind, this guy's dumb as shit.
I guess like you can make like a lore thing of, well, they wanted you to win, but like, bruh, they're supposed to be trying their best.
They're supposed to be trying their best. This is your best.
And this is your best.
This is the smartest guy, the most thinkiest guy that ever was.
And he's using mechanics we've seen a billion times before.
It's like half room cleaves. Yay. Tetrarchatus? I don't know. The triangle phase.
Yeah.
That's fine, I guess.
It's again, it's things we've seen before.
It is.
Like, okay, I know, I shouldn't be asking for new things in normal content, but I am.
They gave us plenty of new things in normal Domtro. Just saying.
They did.
Just saying. They did learn. They learned from their mistakes.
And they did it in Shadowbringers too. It's like
this was a weird Endwalker thing. This was a weird Endwalker thing.
It was a very weird Endwalker thing. I am glad. I'm one of the players that wants to learn. I want to be punished for being
challenged.
I want to be challenged.
I want big thinky guy to make me use my thingy.
Exactly. And I like Juno does it really well, like with the first boss, like the knockback.
Mm-hmm.
Using like a different telegraph and then like a different like little, you know, like the spikes. I thought that's cool. That is interesting. That's new. I like that.
This half room cleaves are not new. These that we're doing here.
They're not. Yeah.
Sorry.
Like everything Thaliak has done is not new.
Yeah, even his big signature spinning mech is just Zodiac.
Yep.
Zodiac, but less lethal. Dislike this fight. I really was not a fan of Thaliak. Which is tragic, because he's a cool guy.
He is. He's cool. He just doesn't live up to the hype.
I unfortunately feel kind of similar about Limlane.
Yeah.
She's better. She's definitely better. For sure.
Really quick.
Pretty big step up, substantially.
This one's interesting.
Yeah.
My little voice actor. Thaliak isn't a returning voice actor.
Really?
He's voiced by James Day. He's the only one that is not a returning voice actor.
Well, good for him. Good for James. Proud of you.
Do you want to know? You wanted to know who?
Yeah. Now that we're here.
It's Hilda.
It's Hilda.
It is Hilda from all the way from Heavensward. This is the first time. Like she's returned twice. This is the first time she's returned since Heavensward.
Whoa.
The second was for Kryle's mom in Dawn Trail.
I'm glad they're keeping her around. She's great.
I am too.
She's phenomenal.
She's great.
I think Limlane is the best voice acted of the gods, and that's quite a bar because they're all very good.
Yup. The accent is just perfect.
The accent is perfect. The oi cut it out you. We can talk about that, right? Those little references that they put in these raids are the best part of them. And Limlane has the best one. If you slash dote her. Or is it slash blow kiss? I don't know. Or it might be both.
It's slash blow kiss, I believe.
Slash blow kiss?
I don't think that would work.
She will chuck a spear at you, give you a Vuln stack, and do like 90% of your health. It's so funny.
It is. I think she should just kill you.
I agree that she should just kill you.
Oh, she does it for blow kiss, hug, and dote.
Good for her. Good for her. But she only does it once, right? She only does it once per fight.
No, she does it. Okay, the thing is, whenever she's not casting something and there's like downtime, she'll do it. But the issue is she's always casting and always doing something.
Like forever.
So it's hard to find a good time to do it.
That's
but you can get her to do it more than once.
It is fun. It's really fun. And then the other big thing she does is the big knockback, which is also pretty cool. I give her points for it. I like running back at her. It's nice. It's cool. I like having to dodge stuff during that. I think the biggest issue with her is the rest of her fight is really simple and nothing.
Yep.
Like
she summons her dragons.
Her dragons, and they're cool. And I really like their big stack that they do, where they hit you like 18 times, and it does a bunch of damage, and then she does a raid wide at the end. And that's cool, but you skipped that week 1.
Yep.
Like, if you had a clean run, you just skip that immediately. So just from the start, some of her cooler stuff just got missed. Her big knockback is still really cool, and it's something. She's definitely better than Thaliak, or not Thaliak. Goodness gracious, what's his name? Oh, it is Thaliak. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get Thaliak and Althek confused constantly.
I get it.
And that's it. Once again.
Like.
That's it.
This for like healing, this fight has like a raid wide there where there's a dot on it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do any damage.
Oh.
And it sucks. It sucks. It's like the idea's there, just do more damage.
It's like every single one of these. The idea is there.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Even phenomenal one. Just kill me.
Yeah. Just punish me, please.
I think the fucking epitome of this, the absolute epitome of this concept is Ashan.
I agree.
I want to like this fight so bad. I really want to like this fight.
Especially because it's Hardvert.
Just don't. It is Hardvert, yeah.
Hardvert.
I just really... He takes 7 years to resolve everything. And it's so easy to figure out.
Yep.
He lured arrow pointing. There's gonna be an AoE right here. There's gonna be an AoE in this spot.
Yep. There are gonna be 2 AoEs here and here.
Yeah, he makes clones.
This is a face spot.
Those are pretty cool. And it's you know, he could do really cool things with that concept of making clones of himself to cleave parts of the arena, but he doesn't. Doesn't do it.
Yep.
Just doesn't do it. You gotta.
Azuma's AoE as well.
There, you gotta get behind him.
Yep.
Yep. You sure gotta. But he does it so much slower. Does it so much slower.
He does.
It's much simpler telegraph. I guess Azima just is orange. Never mind. That's not true.
Yeah, it's... Yep.
And then, like, that's it, right? Then he goes to phase 2? Like, that's it?
Yep, that's pretty much it.
And then phase 2 is more of the same. More of arrows pointing. Here's where the AoE's gonna go up. Better not be there.
There's like the knockback, like downhill. He does like a... He does it in the first one too. Where he'll summon...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, big arrow.
It's like...
big arrow.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
Yeah. This fight is so nothing in my brain. There's so nothing going on.
It's...
Like, in phase 2, there will be points where I'll go, is that a telegraph? Oh, I'm about to die, huh? And then I'll get hit, and I won't die, because it's fucking failure. And it never kills you. Ah! Ideas are there, once again. It's some cool concepts. I like that it's 2 phase. You know, phase 1 little guy, phase 2 wall boss. Cool. Neat. Sure. He just doesn't do anything interesting. Just doesn't do anything interesting, he doesn't kill you for the uninteresting stuff he does.
Yep.
Is Ashan my least favorite fight in this raid series? Maybe.
Very, very possible.
Entirely possible. It's either him. It's either him or Thaliak.
I agree. Yeah.
It's probably him.
Yeah. Actually, no. I have to.
Oh wait, you're so right. We have one more in this raid. I'm silly me. We got one fight left. How could I forget? First we have the silly ad phase. Yeah. It's the silly little ads. They're not anything special at all. They do big, like AOE's, but you can interrupt them or you know, just move out. Just go to the safe spot. They're, I suppose they're better than a normal pack of ads because they do stuff, but not that much better. They let your cooldowns come back for the final boss.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna be sitting there waiting for the cutscene watchers anyway.
Eulogia is probably the most disappointing Alliance raid boss of them all.
Yeah, I would say this is my least liked. I don't like it at all, to be completely honest with you.
Not like least favorite Alliance raid boss as a whole.
Yeah.
I don't think there's some Crystal Tower ones that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, are
but like out of Myth of the Realm, it is definitely
out of maybe everything besides Crystal Tower. Like fuck, I really hate this fight. Like,
I hate it too. I agree.
It's mostly because of all the missed potential, right?
Yes.
It's mostly because
very disappointing.
It's every god at the same time. And when you think of multiple bosses at the same time in 14, there are so many examples of them doing it so well. So well.
Like Alexander.
Alexander.
Even in, like, normal. He does it good. But no.
Even like Brute Justice.
Exactly. That's exactly.
You know?
Brute Justice, yep.
Like, there's just a million examples of this.
There's very few times where they combine
Ultima
like,
the High Seraph.
God.
Ultima the High Seraph.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was thinking like for this fight mechanically, they don't combine the mechanics really.
Like, almost never. They do a couple. They do it like a couple times.
But it is literally just the big mechanics from each of the gods done
made simpler. Yeah.
Yep. Made simpler, exactly.
And then done one at a time. And then the only time that they combine things, there might be other examples, but I think the only time they combine things is when they do the 12 AoEs in a row.
Yep.
Which is cool, but
it is.
But like, it doesn't do anything new. It does one thing new. It does one thing new, and it's fucking the stupid hands thing.
Yeah, in the beginning, the first form.
Yeah, it's not the worst mech in the world, but when it's literally the only new mechanic the boss has.
Yeah, that's it.
What are we doing? What are we doing here? Yeah. And then the way it combines the mechanics aren't cool.
Like, exactly. If they had done like combining all the mechanics together and like actually, I don't know, freaking Lover's Light the moons with solar fans at the same time, and only one of them is safe.
It's true. There's one thing
that
where
would have been so much cooler.
You do like a knockback from Limb Lane into the exaflares from Nalthal.
Yeah.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
We're almost there. More of that.
Eulogia Chaotic has so much potential to be one of the best fights in the game, and I really do mean that. And if it's terrible, I'll cry. I think. I don't know. It's.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been more disappointed by a fight than Eulogia in any instance in this game.
I don't think I have.
Eulogia.
Yeah. For me, Endwalker was very disappointing.
Pretty much. In terms of side content, of course, fights and stuff.
Everything other than Ultimates, well, like other than top DSR.
There's a couple of those raids that I won't let you get away with this talk about, but no, I see what you mean. I see what you're saying. A lot of Panda did not hold up to Eden. I find.
Exactly.
Not all of it. A lot of Panda's really good. I adore Pandemonium. If anyone wants to yell at me, I think it's phenomenal.
Outside of like DSR and top, there's no healing that is anywhere close to E12's healing, I will say. To me.
That's fair. That's fair. You haven't finished P12, but I can tell you that there is no healing like that in P12.
I gotta say, is there an enrage like E12's phase 2 enrage?
No, the P12 P2 enrage sequence is not very good. It's UAV 2. It's not good. It's fine. It's whatever. We didn't need a second AoE. Or a UAV mech. We didn't need that. We didn't need that at all.
Me.
That's Eulogia. That's the fight. Yay! Hey,
Yay!
before anybody yells, you like the story of Endwalker, right?
I do, yes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. And Pandemonium, you like the story of Pandemonium too?
Yeah, I should say
Yeah.
I'm not disappointed by the story. I am disappointed by the rating side of things.
That's fair.
That is what disappointed me in Endwalker.
You know what raids I bet disappoint you less?
What?
The Dontra one.
Hell yeah, they don't disappoint me as much as that did. Oh boy.
On that topic, let's
love
move
Juno.
into some positive. Let's have some positivity here, shall we? Let's end on a high note. Juno the First Walk is so
Yay!
fucking goated.
So good.
Juno the
It's so
First
good.
Walk is an incredible alliance raid.
Ah, it actually punishes you. I
It
love it. I love
it
it.
hits so hard. It hits so fucking hard.
It does.
Oh, just real quick. Eulogia's music is not it.
Oh no.
Not it at
I
all.
wasn't sorry.
Not it at all. Okay, that's all. We can move on now.
Yeah.
Juno's music is real good. Juno's music is real solid. Okay,
There's
so
many songs.
there's a lot of fucking music, and you
I
get to
think
get all
it's
of it
like-
for your orchestra.
Yes. Yes, I think like this is the alliance raid with the most music, honestly.
This alliance raid handled rewards incredibly well.
I agree.
Super well. So I've been playing 11, as you know.
Mhm.
I have not witnessed a lot of the things that go into this raid. You know, they're references to the whole fucking game. And
Yeah.
I'm still in the base game. I've been to Juno. I've been to this little section that you started.
Yay!
This little section of Lower Juno.
Yay!
It's very popular there. A lot of people hang out here. And a lot of the stuff that you interact with in, not the raid, but like the little section after, you just go there.
Mhm.
It's very cool. I
That is
imagine
cool.
long-term 11 players are like really into it, and in fact, one of my new like hobbies, one of my new things that I do while I edit,
Mhm.
is I put on 11 players doing this raid for the first time,
Oh,
and
that's
watching
so
them like,
cute.
oh, this is the thing!
Yeah.
It's so wholesome and wonderful. It brings me so much joy.
I'm so happy for them because I'm sure it's like the same feeling as
For
like
you with
the
Nier.
New Year raid.
Yeah.
For Nier. Yep.
I'll get
Oh.
one of those one day. I'll get mine.
You will.
If
I
I played
believe.
Tactics a little earlier, Evilise would have been
Mhm.
it, but alas. Prish of the Distant Chains. Prish is the main protagonist of not the first expansion, the second expansion, which is Chains of Promathia, which are what the Distant Chains are, I would imagine.
Wow, that's funny. That's cute.
There's your reference. And I haven't met her yet, so I couldn't tell you at all about her. But
Mhm.
from what I've heard from, you know, all the 11 players I watch doing this raid, Prish acts how she acts. This is how she is.
I'm glad.
Let's
I'm so
start
glad.
with a big fat knuckle sandwich. I love her. I really do.
Wait for it.
Wait
for it.
I think this fight is really good. I thought on repeats I would like this fight less because of speed. I don't find that to be an issue here.
No,
I do
don't
not.
find it an issue at all.
No.
I love. I've done this maybe 3 times
Mhm.
already. I haven't gotten sick and tired of anything in this.
Me neither.
raid. I love it.
Prish uses very similar mechanics to the second boss of Sildon Subterrane. The golem guy with the 2 swords
Yes.
who charges up
Okay.
3 times.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
to
yeah,
3
yeah,
times,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you have to do stuff. Wiggle around.
My brain completely forgot that.
He's a very unmemorable fight.
Those
I get it.
fights existed, honestly.
We gotta finish Sildon, Semi.
We do.
We get so
do.
close. We keep getting so close every single time. We get to the last mechanic and then we don't
No.
clear it. But yes, Prish. That mechanic is good. That mechanic is really solid.
So good.
It does not really punish you very hard. It puts a dot on you that does chunk, but it's not nothing crazy. I don't know what happens if you get hit by the first part though. I don't know if I've ever had that happen to me.
I don't know. It's like I'd say this is more punishing then all of Endwalker are line strikes.
Probably, genuinely, yeah.
She, like, if you mess up more than once, you're dead.
When she starts combining this with, like, Banish Storm,
yeah,
that shit kills you. That shit kills you if you mess it up. But I think the main draw here, the main thing that everyone is talking about, Auroral Uppercut.
Auroral Uppercut!
Your mic cut out very funny parts of that, so you went, oh, uppercut!
Damn it, Discord!
But yes, that's the same thing, where it charges up to 3 times. And then we'll send you flying. Whee!
Whee! It's
And
the
then-
same as, Black Cat. Black Cat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Black Cat.
It's just a little different, because you don't go flying off the edge. There's
Unless
just
you do.
spikes.
Unless you do go
that's
flying
true.
off the edge, which you
Unless you
totally
do.
can. You totally can if you
totally
master it.
That's very true.
The spikes have their own little bespoke animation that you get if you land on them. I don't know if you've ever had that happen. Yeah.
I did.
You're like, oh my butt! Oh my god! My butt! And then you get a really fat dot on you that probably kills you.
Yep.
It really hurts to land on the spikes. It really, 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 really hurts, and then also stuns you for 5 seconds. And as I've talked about,
Yep.
I think stunning players, or like otherwise taking control away from them, is a really good way to punish people, without just killing them outright.
I agree.
So, approve of that. And until she starts combining that with like the AoEs, the Banishka AoEs,
Yeah.
that's kind of the only layer it gets. However, that layer adds a lot to it, I find.
It does.
Having to dodge
I
a little
agree.
AoE and then position yourself, while also paying attention to how many times she's charging.
Yep.
It's a fun fight.
I think she's a good first fight.
I agree.
And with just the right amount of punishment.
Big fan of Press. Like this one a lot. Speaking of punishment, oh, first we gotta do the ads. They're kind of lame. The ads are kind of lame here. They're just ads. They are references, though, to 11.
I say, I think they were, because they were talking about, like, Gemini? The NPCs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
At least the Aquarius, I believe.
Yeah, Aquarius, that's
the,
what it was.
the big crab. The big old crab.
Yeah.
That's a notorious monster. Named Aquarius, who spawns when you kill a bunch of crabs. I don't know much beyond that, but he's a notorious monster. He's a little boy. Big crab.
Almost like Eureka.
Almost like Eureka. It's like 11. Eureka's trying to be 11 or something. Fafnir, I believe, is also a notorious monster. If a little more infamous and higher tier than like Aquarius or Despot, who you fight in the Sky section.
Oh.
This guy's a fucking piece of work.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Fafnir. I don't think a single player got out of that out the first time.
Oh no.
And everyone's like, I am safe
so
here.
good.
And it's the whole
Nope.
arena.
Nope.
I am safe here in this spot. Right here. Yeah, all of his attacks are pretty slow. But he's so big that it often will require you to travel very far.
Yep.
Very, very, very far. The big tail cleave, the 270-degree one.
Yeah.
The damage you take from that attack is called Spike Flail, which was the big main move that you had to worry about when fighting him in 11.
I love that.
There you go. Big reference. That thing puts a dot on you that hits so hard. If you get hit by that,
Oh yeah.
it hits so
And
hard.
it lasts for 8 seconds.
It lasts for 8 seconds, and it ticks 3 times, and it does like fucking 5k with each tick.
Yep.
And then there's the Dragon Breath Donut, which is really unique because you have to remember where he starts it. And I think that's awesome. I think that's a really, really, really cool lair. Because you have to get out from the biggest out on the planet. And if you get hit by the out, this is one of my favorite punishments in the whole game. This is how I think they should do punishments. You get the concuss debuff for 10 fucking seconds. 10 fucking
It
seconds.
can be cleansed.
It can be cleansed,
With
which
a-
is awesome! Which is so good!
Yes. Make me use Asuna.
You can cleanse it, and then you can rescue them into the Spike Flail safe spot, because he always does Spike Flail right after, and it almost guarantees you get hit by the Spike Flail if you get hit by the out. Unless the healer is really on point, or you have a dash.
Yup.
And that's just his normal stuff. That's the normal part of this fight. That's just the filler. Then he goes to the wall and does fucking... I don't even know what it's called. He spawns 2 trillion tornadoes. 2 billion of them. And all hell breaks loose. All fucking hell breaks loose. You have to keep uptime on the boss while dodging all of the big tornadoes that instantly kill you if you touch them. In the coolest way possible, by flinging you several stories into the air and then dropping you.
Yo, it's very... This fight feels very... Final boss of Lighthouse. Read around a lot.
Yes!
Lighthouse.
Yes! Agreed!
It feels very that. And,
there's so much shit happening. Yeah, I also think it's better. There's so much shit going on. There's so much. And the ground baits and dodging the donut that's slowly closing in or moving out, he can do either. There's just so many layers. And then he spawns ads and makes you do hot tail and wing while killing the ads, but also he's still targetable, so you can cleave him too.
Yup, it's good. I like it. I love this fight a lot.
Very well designed fight. Really, really, really big fan of this fight.
It's one of those fights where there's so much going on that you have to do it multiple times before you fully understand everything. And I love that. I love when fights are like that.
I remember having the moment when first doing this raid, finishing Prish, being like, that was a great fight. I'm not convinced that the punishment is back yet. I'm not convinced that we're gonna like start eating it. And then I wiped to Fafnir. Then I wiped to Fafnir after accidentally dipping a toe into the tornado and turning into dust. Becoming a little splotch on the floor.
It's a great feeling. It was a great feeling. I was happy.
You get your pain back, Sammy.
Was very happy.
Here's your pain.
Thank you. Thank you. Finally, I've been waiting.
Then we get to go to Sky, and Sky's pretty cool, but it's more dungeon ads. It's very pretty though.
I like the music.
I also like the music.
It's nice.
Sky, I believe, is an endgame area of Chains of Promathia. I might be wrong about the X-Pack specifically, but it was an endgame area. It was the big deal that you would go there for, the big endgame thing, was the 3 gods. Suzaku, Byakko, and Seiri. That's where they came from.
I love that.
There's one of the notes we'll read. I'm getting these damn pants for Byakko, because at the time those pants were best for like a bunch of jobs.
That's amazing. I love that.
A lot of references for the 11 players. The notorious monster you fight there is Despot. He's that big golem guy that does like he does a knock in.
Yeah.
And then does the AoE, and then an out AoE. Yes, kind of interesting.
I've never seen it. Well, no, we've
had pull-ins for sure.
But it's like it looks a little different. Like the way it's done.
Yeah,
is a little.
I really like the little layer on top of it where it like pulls you in and then you have to be out and then you have to go in. So like the positioning is actually very tight if you're not knockbacking it.
Exactly. I like it.
It's a great little transition.
It makes it more interesting.
Yeah, they put a mini boss in the mod pack, which is fine. Totally fine.
I'm happy.
Fan of that.
Makes me happy.
Alright, Sammy. Alright, you ready? You ready?
This is my favorite fight.
The Archangels are the best alliance fight in the game.
They're the best.
They're the best alliance fight in the whole game.
They're so cool.
You start out with your firewall, like from Omega or the 3 flight suits in Nier, that sort of thing, where you meant to target one specific ad. Important to note that these only last for this phase. Once this phase is over, you can hit whoever the fucking one you want, whichever one you feel like, or multiple at the same time. Do whatever the hell. they all have completely different mechanics. They all do completely different things, and all require you to handle them differently. The Mithra will go into the middle and do her big, like, spinny attack, followed by a knockback. Big spinny cleave. So the people in that alliance have to keep uptime on her while she's doing that, which is, you know, not so bad, but it's another layer to it. Whichever alliance has to deal with the Galka have to keep uptime on him while he's doing stacks to hit the other groups. And, like, jumping all around the arena. And whoever gets the Taru has to deal with him teleporting everywhere like a fucking asshole. And interrupting Meteor. Because if you don't interrupt Meteor, you wipe. You die. The whole fucking alliance explodes. Interrupt.
Boom.
In my raid. The Taru also does Guillotine.
That's true.
Guillotine is the biggest cleave in the game. Maybe? It's up there.
It's definitely up there.
It won't one-shot you, but he does do it 4 times. And it will 2-shot you. It definitely will kill you with 2 hits. That shit evaporates you if you're not there. If you are not ready, you blow up. I think that's kind of it for phase 1. Is all those oh no. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, the Meikyo Shizui.
Yeah. So that's that whole sequence of mechanics. It's gaze into Nekio, which is the cross pattern.
Yeah.
And then I think it's I don't remember which one's which. Though I think by like 11 mechanical stuff, there's only 2 things happening there, which are Yukikaze.
The Iceland.
Oh no, there are 3 things. Yukikaze, Kasha, and Gecko. Gecko is the gaze, Kasha is the flower, and Yukikaze is the cross pattern. Because the flower and the cross pattern are used close to each other, they trigger a skill chain from 11, which is the big diamond.
Oh.
Which is like a mechanic.
Oh, because okay.
That's like an 11 thing.
That's awesome.
When you use weapon skills in 11, there aren't really combos, but you can sort of make combos with your party members. If you use a weapon skill, and then they also use a weapon skill that, like, shares a property with it, it does a big explosion, and, like, has a secondary effect.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I think that's the samurai doing both, because if you have a lot of, like, TP generation effects, you can do multiple weapon skills in a row. But, like, it's doing an 11 reference there. There you go.
That is really
an 11
cool.
reference.
I love references in my game.
Yeah! And that's phase 1. We got 2 more.
Yep.
The Hume and the Elvon are phase 2. The Oh, I guess I should also say, just for phase 1, for lore reasons, and also mechanically, I suppose, the Galka is a samurai dragoon. The Taru is, I think, a black mage dark knight, I want to say. And so in 11 you get to have a main job and a sub job, and you get all of the sub job abilities up until 50. There's obviously like meta behind it and stuff, but
this makes so much sense for like a lot of ARR things.
Yeah, the ARR was very 11 too.
Yep, it was like
or not
like
even
the role.
I guess 1.0 was 11.2, and then ARR kept a lot of things from 1.0.
Yeah.
Like cross class skills is exactly where this came from.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep. I'm playing a black mage, red mage right now. It's a lot of fun. It's a grand old time. The Mithra is a Beastmaster thief. And is that it? Did I do all of them? That's phase 1. Yeah, and then phase 2, the Hume is a warrior ninja, and the Elvon is a paladin white mage.
That's why it knows holy!
That's why it knows holy. Yes, exactly.
That's so cool.
Yep.
That's...
Yep.
that's why the... Oh... I'm sorry.
No, it's all references. The whole fight is 11
it's so
references.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep.
That's why the Hume knows Utsusemi. That's a ninja move.
Yes.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Phase 2 has 2 targets, which is neat.
Neat.
The Elvon just kind of sits there and does raid wides the whole time. She sets some traps on the ground, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody get hit by them. They're like way on the edge of the arena, and like stuff doesn't take you there unless you run all the way out with Utsusemi. Which is just, it's a clone that picks a DPS and chases them around. And if it touches you, it one-shots you.
It does.
So you gotta bring that shit all around. The reason it one-shots you is because the clone is using a move called Mighty Strikes, which is the warrior. It was a 2-hour ability, now it's a 1-hour ability. Which just makes everything crit. Just makes all of your hits crit for a little bit.
That's so cool.
Yep.
That's why it says Archangel Hume is preparing a powerful jutsu? Oh, wait, no, that's
later. Yeah, that's the big shield.
That is later.
That's the ninja 2-hour ability, which we can discuss. It's very Omega MNF, right? You gotta blow up the shield.
Yep.
And then all you have to do is interrupt Mijin.
Yep.
Mijin Gakure was the ninja 2-hour ability. It's a self-destruct. You blow up, and you do a shit ton of damage to everything around you. The Hume did get access to Mijin Gakure in the boss fight against him in 11. It wouldn't kill him though. He would just get up. He would just do it and then get up. I think in 11 you have to interrupt it to stop it, like very similar. 11 has a lot of interrupting. Interrupting is like a huge part of 11. A lot of classes have access to stuns, and using them is like a big thing, which is why there's so many interrupts in this raid.
I love that. I do love that.
Yeah! So there's that cool DPS shit, and then we go back into phase 3, which is phase 1 again, but with the Hume and the Elvon also doing their stuff at the same time, and there being 5 targets that you can all hit at the same time. So you get your little AoE section, which is exactly how you deal with them in 11.
It's great. It's great.
Because you have to fight them all at once. Well, in that one fight where you have to fight them all at once. One of the fights where you have to fight them all at once. There's a couple new things in phase 3. It's the Hume jumping to the middle, doing Mighty Strikes again, and then doing a shit ton of AoEs. He usually dies by that point, but that shit really hurts if he gets to get them off. I don't know if you've ever seen that happen. We'll definitely be skipping it very soon. But,
yeah, I'm sure we will. I think I have seen it. I haven't seen him get the critical reaver though.
Critical, I don't think it, like... Oh no, at least what the wiki says. That shit kills you. You don't interrupt it. It's another one. It's another one you just gotta do. And this, in the entirety of phase 3, it's, once again, phase 1's happening again. So you have to be interrupting the Taru. Casting Meteor. You have to be dealing with Guillotine. You have to be dealing with the spin into the knockback. The knockback during the spin in phase 3 is actually really interesting because the Elvon will put down the mines again.
Yeah.
And the knockback can easily send you into them, and people will get hit there. The big, their big, like, trio weapon skill mechanic will include more mechanics as well. You have to deal with the mines from the Elvon, and also cross slash, I think is what it's called, from the Hume. It's putting a big plus in the middle of the arena. You gotta avoid that as well. Just more layers. It's more layers. It's just layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff. And I love this fight. I love this fight.
I like how you have to like pay attention to what the other alliance's boss is doing, especially in phase 2 and phase 1 also. Yep. You have to pay attention. It's great. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, dealing with Guillotine by itself. It requires you to pay attention to C always. You have to be paying attention to C. And if C doesn't like have interrupts or players that don't know how to, you gotta deal with Meteor also. Someone else has to do it. Or you wipe. It's just, it's so punishing. It's so punishing and it feels so good to do. It's so cool. I love it. Oh, good job. Good job. Excellent job. Fantastic fight. And then we have the Shadow Lord, who
Oh, geez.
I didn't like him that much my first time through, and then my second time through I liked him a little more, and then my third time through I liked him a little more, and now I like him a lot.
I agree. I think this is kind of the general consensus.
Yep. The first time I did it, I was like, he's just doing cleaves. He's just doing cleaves left and right. That's like the simplest thing in the world. I can dodge this forever.
I know.
And then I kept getting hit by it.
Yep.
And he just
And then it's like, wait a minute.
how am I getting hit by this? And it's because he makes your brain go into so many other places as he's doing it.
He likes to distract you.
Especially in phase
Yo,
2.
especially in phase 2.
Yeah.
He's very good at distracting you, and
Yes.
he's very quick. Like God, what is it? The Umbra Slash, where he does telegraphs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does it so fast. It's very easy to forget.
Oh, for sure. It's and then he has clones that are also doing it that you also have to pay attention. Oh my god.
That later on. Oh,
Phase 1 of the Shadow Lord is kind of just him telling you what all the mechanics are, right? These are my cleaves. This is my knockback. This is implosion. I make this orb big. You have to be on the other side.
Yup.
The like, how do I even describe it? I should probably just find the name. But the like spike rooms.
Chthonic Fury.
Yeah, Chthonic Fury, right? When you go into the weird formation, and then there's the telegraph is like which way the spikes are facing.
Yeah.
I like that mechanic a ton. There's layers to it.
There is.
But like in general, phase 1 isn't very much. There's not a whole lot to worry about. He does things pretty slowly. He lets you get a grasp of what's going on. And then he goes into phase 2, and he says, "Return to the feculent soil that birthed you," in like one of the coolest line deliveries in the whole game.
Yeah.
And then he does a massive raid wide that doesn't actually hurt that bad. And then he goes into phase 2. And then shit hits the fucking fan.
Yeah, and everything just goes insane here.
Yep.
I love it.
Giga Slash Nightfall. 3 hits now. 3 hits now, somehow infinitely harder.
Yup.
And it's just kind of the thing of do the same mechanics, but I have clones now. But I have clones.
Yup.
And that added layer is...
Oh, it's so good.
It's so much.
You know, he kind of technically has a soften range.
Because he keeps getting damage ups, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll like redo it all, like the same phase, like the same pattern. But each time he gets through the loop, he'll cast Doom Arc.
He does Doom Arc, yeah, the big AoE. Yep.
Damage up stack, yep. It's great.
It's cool. It's really cool.
I think it's really cool.
There's one mechanic I want to give a very particular shout out to. When he does the 4 knockbacks, and then Giga Slash Nightfall.
Yeah.
There's this sensation that you get in this fight when you're like, okay, yes, I understand the mechanic. I will do it. And then you do the mechanic and you're like, that was easy. And then you look at the boss and you see him on his second telegraph of Giga Slash. And you're like, wait a minute. Hold on.
And you have to hope that everyone else in the party is right.
And they never are.
The first one,
They never are.
They never are.
That's kind of it. That's the Shadow Lord.
It is.
Phenomenal fight. Like, really well done.
It is. I love it.
I don't like it as much as the Archangels.
Agree.
I don't think it's quite their level, but...
I think it's a very good final boss, though.
Agree.
I think it's punishing.
Shadow Lord is
Good
final
map.
boss of the base game. There you go.
Huh?
There's your reference.
I love that.
Phase 2.
That's a good reference.
The phase 2 stuff. I'm not entirely positive. I haven't gotten there yet. But he returns in a later expansion for like a something side content something. I don't know.
Okay.
But he gets that armor in
side
it.
content.
I think might be Dynamis? I don't know. I'm unsure. Dynamis. Yeah.
Dynamis.
Were you also doing Endsinger?
The media, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was doing.
It's good. Alright. That's it.
That's it. Damn.
That's that.
So many raids.
So I think we gotta do our thing.
The tier list.
What about thing?
Whoa.
Okay.
Hi.
I got our
That's
tier list
crazy.
back up. I got our tier list returned. Alright. So our tiers, once again, are Viv and Semi approved. At the top. Wonderful, great, good, bad. Get me out. Exclamation mark. Get me out, I think, is still going to be completely reserved for Circus Tower, Labyrinth, and World of Darkness.
I agree.
I don't think that's changing.
I don't think there's anything that... At least nothing that we talked about today. Comes close.
No, for sure not. Copied factied. I said earlier that I would put this in About Rabbinaster tier, in great.
I agree.
I would even be willing to put it above Rabbinaster.
I think it's above Rabbinaster, personally.
Copied Factory, kablam. Right there at the top of great. Easy. Easy choice. Now, Puppy Bunky. Where's that one going? Is it better than Dunscape?
Yes.
Is it the same tier as, like, Ritterana Orban?
I would put it in the same tier.
It and Paradigm?
Yeah.
I
It and
think-
Paradigm.
I think
I
I'm
would
down to do
put-
that as well. TBH?
I would put Paradigm all the way
Higher.
at the top. That's
I know you
that's
would, but
my-
I wouldn't. Can we compromise by putting it
I-
between Orban and Ritterana?
I agree. I will agree with those.
Have it right there in the middle.
I've got to get it the record straight.
For sure, for sure.
I'm a tower praiser to the end of time.
Absolutely. I'm down. I'm down to be a tower praiser.
Let's go!
You might have convinced me today.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I think I do prefer Ritterana to it still, but I'll let this slide. You can have this one.
It's fair.
Um,
I know I have a bias.
Yeah, I don't have the near bias. I have the tactics bias, right?
Yep.
Uglaya. It's hard, because I feel like we have to base it on where it's at now, because that's what we've been doing for everything else, right?
Yeah.
Which sucks. Which sucks, because it was so much better on blocks.
It was.
Can I put it in Copy Factory Royal City tier? Is that allowed?
I can agree with this.
Okay.
I can agree with this.
I'll put it under Royal City, though.
Okay.
I think it would be in Dunscape tier if we did this a couple years ago.
I agree. Yeah, if we did it like right when it came out,
Yeah.
it would be a lot higher, but it's suffered.
It has suffered so drastically from time in such a short period.
Yep.
I'm down to move Euphrosyne a little below it. Like right where Mock's at.
I
think here's Mock.
Yep.
Do I prefer it to Mock? I don't know. I prefer being 90 to 60 for sure.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could say.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
I'd
put
rather
it
be
above.
90 to
Like
60.
Mock's a better designed raid for sure, right? Ozma by itself is a better flight than everything in Euphrosyne combined. But I think just being 90 gives it more fun. They're close though.
Yeah, they're very close. I agree.
Now Thalia, this is interesting. Where are we putting Thalia? I don't think it's in Get Me Out tier. I wouldn't be like upset to get Thalia.
Yeah, it's not Get Me Out, because at least it's pretty.
It's very pretty.
At least there's pretty sights.
Is it?
So it's definitely.
Is it worse than
not-
Void Arc?
I don't think it's worse than Void Arc.
I don't think it's worse. I don't think it's on the same tier as Void Arc.
I don't think so either.
I think it's
I think-
a little above. I'm down to put it in the same tier as Euphrosyne Weeping City. This feels mean to Weeping City at this point.
I'm sorry, Weeping City.
But I guess compared to everything else, yeah. I have such a high opinion of Weeping City because
of Ozma.
It was the first one I did where I was like, wow, this is incredible. This is really well made.
The sad thing about Weeping City is I feel like Ozma is the only really big.
I guess. Like Forgal's so cool though.
He is. I agree. But like once you figure out the gimmick, it's like no one dies to it.
I don't know if I can, in good conscience, put Thalia in the same tier as Weeping City. I don't know if I can. And Euphrosyne. I think those two are just clearly above it. Is Thalia Void Arc tier?
I think it is.
Thalia might be Void Arc tier. I think it's better than Void Arc for sure. It's definitely better than Void Arc.
It goes above it, but it's in the same tier.
Like, that's so sad.
It is. It is, but it's just... It is a nothing burger. They gave us a nothing burger.
It really is a big F. And now Juno. Juno's our last one here. I really want to put it in Vivid Semi-Approved. It's getting a little cluttered up there, but this game is really good alliance rates, so
it is.
I don't mind doing that.
I agree. I would put it in Vivid Semi-Approved.
Cool. Where in the tier, though? That's the question. Okay, is it better than Puppy Bunky? I think it's better than Puppy Bunky.
I think it's better than Puppy Bunky, yeah.
I also think it's better than Ritter on a Lighthouse.
I agree.
Then the only other two things we have are Paradigms and Orban. It's like around them, I would say.
See, for me, like, my bias, I think it's better than Orban, but I don't think it's better than Tower.
Totally. It's weird, because I think it's better than Tower, but I don't think it's better than Orban.
Yeah, exactly, that's why it's hard.
Yeah, it's the second best raid, but we can't decide the order of 1 and 3.
Yep. We have differing opinions, because we have differing biases.
Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make another tier. I'm gonna say add a row above. Dude, we made this tier list kind of complicated, but that's fine. I'm gonna add a row above. And I'm gonna call it... One of these is the best, but we can't pick, or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
And I'm just gonna put Ridorana, or not Ridorana. Sorry, Ridorana. I like you, but not that much. I'm gonna put
Juno.
Tower and Orban up there. And I'm gonna put Juno at the top of Vivid Semi-Approved.
I approve of this. Okay. Semi-approves.
What do we call this tier? We call this... Goated. Sure?
Yeah,
goated. Order of this one... Put this in parentheses. Can't order too hard.
I approve.
Cool.
Good.
And then I add goated to the dictionary, so my computer never tries to autocorrect my grammar ever again. That's the only word I ever spell. It's goated. And that's it. That's our tier list.
That's it. So, until we do chaotic, I guess.
Yeah, until we do chaotic. I'll read out the order to you, because I know you can't see it. And maybe we have people who are only listening audio-wise. So, that's it. From worst to best. Ready? Give me out tier. We have World of Darkness, Labyrinth of the Ancients, Circus Tower. In bad tier, Void Arc, Thalia. Good tier, Weeping City and Euphrosyne. Great tier, Aglaya, Royal City of Rabanastre, and Copied Factory. Wonderful is Dunscape. Viv and Semi-Approved, Puppy Bunky, Ridorana Lighthouse, and Juno the First Walk. And Goated, Can't Order Too Hard, Orban Monastery, and Tower of Paradigm's Breach.
Agreed. I approve.
Alright. I feel like this is a good list. I'm pretty proud of us.
I think it is too.
I think we did a good job. We did it.
We did it.
Noah?
Oh.
And I guess that's our... What are we going to talk about next week? There is that. Well, we'll discuss and we'll figure it out. We'll have something to say, I'm sure. I could just yell about 11. You could yell about me. We got so many options, Timmy.
We have a lot. We have a lot of options.
Well, I think we're done for today, though. I think we're all finished here. You wanna plug yourself? Do your thing.
Hi, I'm Simi. You can find me all over the place, mainly Twitch, TikTok, Twitter. You can find me at Semi Loves Ranch on Twitch and BumblerGodSemi on pretty much everywhere else. I play a lot of 14. We play a lot of variety games too. I'm finally getting back to streaming once I fix my OBS.
Computer bulky.
Computer is fixed! Yay!
I'm glad you got it fixed so we could do this podcast at the very least. That was awesome. It was perfect timing, really.
I zoomed.
Yeah.
It really was perfect timing.
Yeah, go follow
I was
her,
lied
or
to.
I'll eat you. I will.
No.
Not you.
Follow Viv.
What? Well, I'm Viv. I'm a play monster from space and I don't eat people. I stream Final Fantasy XIV on twitch.tv/vivisangry, but I also do other stuff sometimes. Typically, I stay in the realm of Final Fantasy. I'm very squeenix about it. Recently, we've been playing a lot of FF11 on stream. That's pretty cool. We are gonna start up Rebirth soon, which is a new experience for me. That's not one I've played before. But I also make videos on this here YouTube channel, Viv is Angry. You can find a whole lot of shorts dating back for like more than a year. I've been doing this a hot minute, apparently. So you can watch those if you feel like it. And I'll probably be a lot more active on YouTube in the future because TikTok's exploding. Yay!
Yay!
Alright, that's it. That's it, I reckon.
Follow her.
Thank you, Jen. Follow her first, though. Alright, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching
Yeah.
our fun video. Go us. Alright, everybody. Until next week.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.